Hey, come on in here, y'all. Get in here. Get in here, please. We got to talk about part 3 of the RHOA reunion. Y'all don't know how happy I am for this to be over. I done took all I can take and I can't take no more. Truth is, I'm tired. Okay? I'm tired. This was not what we were led to believe it was going to be all season. I'm going to tell y'all exactly what I think about this stuff. We're going to play Shamea's apology before we get into the review, but I'm going to tell y'all what I think. I'm going to say it up front because, see, by the end, y'all be tired and I do too. I can't say it how I need to say it, and y'all be ready to go to bed and you won't hear me. Y'all come on in, hit the like button, thumbs up this video, use your engagement button on your bottom right-hand side, the circle with the heart emojis, send my bubbles up because you know I'm sensitive, okay? Very important. Make sure that if y'all do feel the urge to cuss, that you misspell your cuss words in my chat, please and thank you. Make sure there's no bickering, arguing, or anything like that in my chat. We don't want any negativity. We crack jokes, we have fun, but no bickering, fussing, or arguing is ever going to be tolerated. So y'all, please don't do that. Like the video, put your like number in the chat, share the video, make friends in here. Lots of cool ladies and gentlemen. Also, if it's your first time going live with us, make sure that you put FTL for first time live in the chat so we can welcome you personally and individually, because we are indeed happy to have you here. Okay. Now, let me greet who's here, and I'm going to tell y'all what I think, honey. We got Bianca the Beautiful, our head archangel, in the chat. And I love her dearly, even though if y'all should have been there, she fussed at me so bad about not eating on the regular. She got me together too. So don't none of y'all jump in, but she handled it. So, you know, we have Bianca the Beautiful and also the prison warden, because apparently she don't play. Okay, so everybody do what you're supposed to do. We got Jackie Gaines, our good sis, who's in the chat. It's good to see you, Jackie. We love you, girl. Hazeline, how you doing? Good to see you. Aries Diva is here. Happy Sunday, sis. All right. You off all next week. I know that's right, girl. Hit that like button. Hey, Annie Gant. How you doing, lovely lady? Thank you for being number 7. Believes in JB is in the house. This is my girl. She's number 8. Thank you, ma'am. Sweet beloved, thank you for being like number 4. Glad to have you here. Makeup addict. Child, we're gonna get off your screen, but not before we put this apology of hers up. Yeah, because she done apologize. Well, I really meant apologize, but that's what, apologize is what she called it. Amanda K, thank you for being like number 9. I appreciate it. Miss Goldberg, that's my girl. That's my girl. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm happy you made it. Okay. Who else we got off in the chat? Make sure y'all hit the like button. And thank you for being like number 9, girl. Thank you. Miss Nisi is number 11, and I appreciate you. Y'all come on in, get comfortable, shoes off, drink in hand. Okay? Because I think we're going to need it tonight. Yeah, she showed her fun side, but all of them work my nerves a little bit, and we're going to deal with it. Yes, we are. Brandon Martin, how you doing? Said another awkward moment of Charles and Angela tonight. It was. Charles had a mouth on him, dropping little windows. Definitely a womanizer for life. Wake up, Angela. I'm not going to tell her to wake up. That is her husband. If she like it, I love it. You know I don't speak on people's marriages and who need to stay and who need to go. You need to do whatever the hell you want to do, and I'm going to support you. Y'all know we don't play them games on the porch. We do not mess with married people's marriages. Hey, Magdalene Lamar, thank you for being number 13. You're a Porsche fan. All right. That's what she say, y'all. She says she a Porsche fan. Evie, my peanut, is number 16. Also got her wrench in hand. Well, we got us a crew tonight. We got a crew. Yvette is here all the way from Birmingham, UK, one of Birmingham beauties. She is in the house. We glad to have you, girl. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being like number 18. My good sis, Lulu's little girl. How you doing, boo? Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Tell mama I said, hey. Carrie Clark, thank you for being number 20. I appreciate you. Come through. Virgo Gale, hey, girl. Thank you for being number 21. It's so good to see you back. Good to see you. Good to see you. We got Deborah Randall in the house. So Housewives Talk is legal. You know, she is the regulator and she's like number 22. Thank you, sis. Helene Easley, that's my girl. Sis, where you been? How you been doing? It's so good to see you. I miss you when you're not here. Hit the like button for me. Auntie Eva, thank you for being like number 25. Yes, we did make it to the end. We could have never made it without the Lord. Because listen, this season was really trying. It was very trying. It wasn't boring like the other time. It was just a flat, boring season. This one was very trying. Diva 2, Miss Jacksonville, Miss Duval County. Thank you for being like number 30. Priscilla Clemens is 31. How you doing? My sweet is in the house. Hey now, thank you for being number 28. Y'all run my likes up, please, and thank you. My good sis Catherine Bennett is number 28. Since 58 is 27. Thank you. Thank you. D Crazy, deregulator of the Reflection Corner. DS is here and she's number 34. And so is Tamika Graham. Y'all get comfortable now. Get comfortable. Because this right here, I mean, I got something to say. Lynette, how you doing? Welcome. Happy Sunday. Make sure you hit the like button, okay? Sinclair Baptiste, how you doing? So good to see you. Shannon Campbell in the house. Hey, girl. Hey, hit the like button. Angel B. That's my sis. I'm so glad when you come pushing through. We need you. Sean Living Life, thank you so much for being number 41. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, all right. So look, come again in the house. All right. Hey, girl. Thank you. Please hit the like button. Happy Sunday to everybody. My girl Mo is number 50. How you doing? Good to see you. Chevelle is 51. Thank you, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, for being here this evening. Cassandra Zika, how are you? Thank you for being number 53, ma'am. Blessed woman of God is in the house. Hey, girl, happy Sunday. Hit that like button. I sure appreciate it. Okay, so look, real quick. Y'all know the ground rules. If you got to cuss, misspell it. Run my likes up. Please do not make me have to stop every 20 minutes and beg for likes. We got gossip to get through tonight. We got lies. I done caught stuff we got to point out. And I don't want to have to keep stopping the train to beg for likes. Send my bubbles up. The circle at the bottom right-hand side with your heart emoji. Just tap it. Send up bubbles. Any kind of bubbles. I need the engagement. And that support means a whole lot to me. So I work hard for you. I just want you to use your finger. Just tap, tap, tap something. Tap something, okay? Hey, Just Me, Cheryl. How you doing, sis? It's been a minute. Good to see you. Brandon say, I'm not the one who said I would have gone to Wendy's apartment for a glass of wine if she didn't have cats. I know you're not the one that said it, and I know he should not have maybe said it, but I'm not finna tell that woman what she need to feel about her husband, and I don't think any of us need to be talking about what married people need to do. That is their marriage. Was you at the altar with them? You know, Vegas or not. When they got married, it was Angela and Charles. It was not Angela, Charles, and Brandon. It wasn't Angela, Charles, and Seanitra. So I don't have nothing to say about them people's marriage. Thank you for being number 52, blessed woman of God. Julie Pierre, hello and welcome. Is this your first time hanging out with us? If it is, welcome to you. And please don't let it be your last time. Please subscribe. Please come back. We're very happy to have you. Welcome, welcome, and welcome again. Brandon, you know I'm telling the truth. I'm not putting my mouth in nobody's marriage. Rochelle, hey sis, thank you for being number 55. I know good and well we ain't in the 50s. One of my marks, go check that like count. Thank you for putting welcome in the chat, Deborah Randall. Let me put my welcome here for Ms. Pierre. I want y'all to spam the chat with the word welcome. We had 59 likes. The devil is a lie. 59 likes. 59. Okay. N'est pas problème. No problem. No problem. Let me know when we get a little closer to 80, 70 or 80. Let me know. Hey, Antoinette. It is your first time. Wow. I love you back. You are so super welcome. Please, please, please come back again. Okay? Not last time. We're happy to have you. No, don't tell them nothing. Don't tell them nothing.
旁边.
旁边. Let me know when y'all ready to hit the like button, and we'll get this show on the road. Bien. I'll work on my Hanzi while y'all figure out if y'all want to hear it. Let me know. Let me know. I'm trying to get my handwriting right. I did it right, guys. Wait, we pull it back. Is my screen too bright? I'm so proud of myself. Sis on the phone in the house, y'all. Hey, sis on the phone. She, her. You know, we're going to see if folks actually want to go ahead and do what they need to do. Terry Mitchell, thank you for being 58. Richard Wilson said he's number 70. All right. Nashina M, my first supporter. Nashina is like number 67. And she is welcoming all people who are first time to the live. And she says here comes the Japanese. It's the Chinese. Okay. Chinese. Wait. Han Yu. Yeah. Han Yu or Zhongwen. Wait. Hey. Yeah. Zhongwen or Han Yu. Wait. Zhongwen Hashi Han Yu. Yeah. Golden Life. Thank you for being like number 77. Yeah, because everybody's going to be like an expert at speaking Chinese if we don't get that but them likes up, honey. Seanitra Howell, thank you for being like number 75. Because y'all know I love learning other people's languages for fun. Wabing. Pang Bien. What we looking like over here? We get the likes coming up. These can get tricky. See? Wait, I dimmed the screen. Can y'all see it now? You can't. It's too bright. But my handwriting is getting a lot better. Yes, it is Chinese. Rochelle Denise, thank you for being number 79. Is everybody feeling better about, hitting the like button? Yeah. We're more excited about the like button. I'm very excited about it. We up to 81 likes. All right. Okay, we're making progress. I like it. I'm making progress here too. You guys would be so proud of me. Yeah. Okay. Y'all really would be proud of me. Like I'm killing it. I am crushing it. Pong Bien, by the way, means beside. Yay, 100%. This is part 3 of the reunion. Lanez, hey girl, thank you for being number 78. Okay, so now I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on because now my likes are a little bit better, and I don't feel my feelings aren't hurt as much because my feelings be hurt if we got people in here kicking it like soccer. Everybody's Pele, we all kicking it, but then when it's time to hit a like button, folks go to treating me funny. Okay, I don't like that because I wouldn't do you like that, so don't do me like that. Okay, so now let me tell y'all before we get into the notes, because the notes are noting. The notes are noting, okay? Notebook on deck. But before we get to the notes, and then before we get to the notes, I'm going to tell y'all what I had to say about this season and this reunion, mainly this reunion, because the season, like I said, it was stressful. It was tiring. It was a lot of deceit. It was so much deceit. It was so much deceitful behavior. There were so many people who were disingenuous. Everybody had, and I won't say everybody, but a lot of the cast had ulterior motives, mainly the new ladies. They came in with fake alliances, fake beef, fake drama, trying to bait established cast members. What Britt did to Kenya, I thought was horrible. And, in an effort to bait her into an altercation. What went on with Shamea and Porsha, y'all know I called it from the beginning. It was a bait. It was a setup. Kelli tried it, and I'm just like, why would you even try it? You have, like, let me be quiet. But it was just a lot of deceitful, weird, creepy behavior. It was hard to watch. It was even harder to be on social media because you had people that were literally taking the bait, buying whatever these people were selling and yelling it to the rafters. And it's even hard to, like, really honestly and earnestly review a show that you constantly got to fact check. Hey, Miss Lovely T, thank you for being 88. I don't like having to fact check. And this season, I had to do a whole lot of fact checking just to get through the reviews. And I think that sucks. I'm just going to be honest. I think that sucks, and I didn't like it. Mo says, well, I'm back. I had to dip out for a minute. Well, you was like number 30 something. Listen, Mo, I know you got my back if ain't nobody got my back. Annie, you feel me? Thankful Life, thank you for being 88. So, that's that on that. Other seasons have been boring. I see a lot of people misusing the word boring. Oh, the season was a flop. I don't have the word flop or boring for this season. I think, because it's trendy to say something flopped, everybody just say, oh, flop, flop, flop. To me, hey, Yanni, happy Sunday. Hit the like button. Vivi, you're like number 90. Welcome, because I know I ain't never seen you before. Welcome. I'm going to type welcome in the chat, and y'all welcome Vivi too, okay? Spam my chat with the word welcome. But this is the thing. Other seasons we've seen boring. We know what boring looks like. We do. We're very clear on what boring looks like. This season was not boring. It was anything but. It gave us a lot of energy. It gave us, hey, Randa, thank you for being 84. It gave us a lot to talk about. It did. It gave us a lot to talk about, and not in a good way. It gave us a lot to talk about, and not in a good way. There was a lot of conversation about social conversation, social commentary about this show. And I didn't like it. Hey, Chlo Glow. I didn't like it one bit. The fact that we had to have a conversation and we had people who were either intentionally obtuse or they're so morally bankrupt that they didn't realize that there's something wrong with normalizing someone threatening another Black woman with a firearm on national television, and production left it in the camera roll. Like, they let it hit the air. That could have went on the cutting room floor. It didn't have to be shown, and they could have dealt with Britt Eady then and there. The fact that ever was a conversation, to me, I find it absolutely disgusting. I think it is unconscionable, and nobody should have had to say that was not the right thing to do. Absolutely no one. Hey, outside the box, thank you for being number 94. That should have never been a conversation. It should have never been a conversation. What Kenya did, taking the pictures that she was given and making a whole production out of it at that spa, that shouldn't have happened. And that led to other social commentary about women and their choices and whether they made bad choices and whether it's okay to come and air out bad choices. When is it okay to do? Is it never okay to do? Is it ever okay to do? That's a conversation that we really should have never had to even have, right? Then we had to have social commentary on the fact of, if a Black woman is treated the way Kenya Moore was treated, do we, the public, or her employer who didn't protect her, do any of us have the right to police her response to something that egregious that was not dealt with? It was as though her life, her safety, and someone threatening her life absolutely had no repercussion. They were sending the message that Black women's lives have no value. That your life as a Black woman is so devalued that someone can threaten to take it from you on national television and nothing will happen. And that was the message that was sent loud and clear. And like I said, it irritated me and it plucked at my nerves, because people were okay with that. People were okay with that. Miss Sparkle, I like you, but you're one of the people I'm talking about. The fact that you're trying to go back to a previous season where she was joking in a closet with her friend about Phaedra and using that to justify why someone could threaten the life of a Black woman on national TV, you are exactly one of the people I'm talking about. The fact that you think that gives some kind of justification, sister, I urge you to search yourself. Because I've been holding this all season about this show, and I'm going to say what needs to be said, because enough is enough. Enough is enough. Honestly, the blatant disrespect toward Black women is too much. First of all, she didn't pull out a gun. Now, we just gonna say it. I know we ain't supposed to say the word and you up here typing it in my chat. But since you said it, I'm gonna say it. She did not. She was in a closet. She opened up the case where it was, and it was shown. She did not pull it out. She did not brandish a weapon. She did not point a weapon at Phaedra. She was joking about said weapon in a closet in the privacy of her own home with her friend. The idea that you're in here thinking that this is justification for somebody threatening her life, that is disgusting. That's disgusting. I don't care what you say. That was disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm going to tell you that too. You should be ashamed of yourself. No black woman should be defending that. The fact that you don't see that these people are sending a message that your life as a Black woman has so little value that someone can threaten to take it and no repercussions were made. Yes, let you go. Because if you think I'm disgusting for being offended because one of my sisters were threatened, girl, I don't care about your opinion. You can go to hell if you don't pray, and make sure you don't ever come back, because you're not the kind of lady that I want in my presence. I don't know when people like you are going to get it. We are our sister's keeper. We don't have anybody else. And I don't care if you don't like Kenya. I don't like Kenya. Whether we like a sister or not, we are our sister's keeper. We cannot sit up and act like that type of behavior is okay toward a Black woman simply because you don't like her. That is not enough. It was horrible. It was wrong. Yeah, she didn't even know that lady. She didn't know what she was capable of. And I'll go you one further. Production did not know what she was capable of. They didn't. That was terribly wrong. Terribly wrong. This season had so many things that were absolutely horrible. Horrible. This was one of the most, honestly, now that we've come to the end of it, and we're about to, hey, Latrice Dudley, thank you for being 153. Now that we've come to the end of it, and we're about to review part 3 of this reunion, I just got to let it out. This was one of the most difficult seasons to watch. We watch people turn right wrong and wrong white, like they will turn black to white. There was so much deceit. There was so much lying, so much plotting, so much selling narratives. The fact that the whole finale and everything leading up to it was a whole plot by Angela and Drew and this weird little guy Marcus because of something about her releasing his records, and we had to find that out on cotton picking, what's that thing, TikTok. This season was hard to watch, y'all, honestly. And if Kenya Moore is to be believed, and we don't know, so I'm sure she's heard some things. She says she's not coming back, but from what she's saying, they're bringing all these clowns back. From what she's saying, I don't know how true that is. We all saw Shamea take RHOA out of her bio, so we don't know whether that's accurate or not. But if they're bringing these people back, it almost gives that that production and the executives, they approve of what we watched this season. They approved. They absolutely approved of the behavior that we watched, what we were subjected to as viewers. And I think they're sending a message. I keep telling y'all, Bravo does not like Black women. And I'm not sure when everybody's going to get that message, but long as y'all want me to do this, I'll do it. But please understand, as I review this show, when I see things that are offensive or I feel like are attacks on Black women, do not think I'm going to be quiet, because I'm never going to. I'm never going to be quiet, and I'm never going to censor my mouth or put sugar on my tongue when it's time to say what needs to be said. Mo said, we continue to say it loud and clear, perhaps production will get the message. Hopefully. But I didn't like it. And I must say this. Thank you for being 103, Therese. Hey, Queena. You say the same to you as well. Oh, you talking to Bianca. Let me get out y'all conversation. I'm all in everybody's business. Hey, Carrie Clark. You say you hope it's not true. Well, that's what the people saying. Hey, Kish. How are you, dear? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Yeah, that's why they had to pay Lanithia, because they are racist. They do not like black women. And they make it clear every chance they get. Brandon say, you say you good. The cool thing now is to endorse and defend the unhinged and unstable for what? Yeah, and I'm like, you're not going to do it here and think I'm not going to call you out. Y'all know I'm the same Seanitra that y'all met back in 2021. This the same girl, and I'm not changing nothing. If something's wrong, it's wrong, and I don't care who's doing it, and I don't care who you're doing it to. Morals are not mutable based on who's on the receiving end. Amanda K says it's so annoying to hear people try to equate the closet situation with Brit. Yeah, because what they're doing is saying that their morality is for sale. Their morality is mutable. It can change based on who the victim of said behavior is. And that's unfortunate. And it's shameful. It's shameful. Deborah said, I had a feeling Brit would not have been asked back, but she's self-evicted, so we'll never know. Yeah, as long as she's gone, like, that's the most important thing. Sean says, I stopped halfway through the season. It was pretty much a wrap for me when they condoned threats in the workplace. Yeah, I didn't like it. So when it comes to the reunion, I'm going to tell y'all what I thought about that. And then I'm going to let y'all hear Shamea's apology. And then we're going to get to these notes. As far as the reunion goes, it was not at all what they made us to believe, right? So when we saw the trailer to the reunion, they gave us the impression that Angela was there. She was just eating Porsha up. You know, she's eating, not Porsha, Phaedra. She's eating Phaedra up. She's just eating her up. And we watched, and that's not what happened. They gave us the impression that Charles came there to get all this straightened, and that ain't what happened. Like, they really gave us the impression that it was going to be a different type of energy. What I will say that I did enjoy about the reunion was that a lot of the lies got exposed. What I did not like was that some of the lies were exposed, but the people who told the lies were really doubling and tripling down. And that was very disappointing. And it was very, again, hard to watch. Deborah said, yes, it was 2021, my first time on the porch that night after the funeral. I know that's right, girl. I know that's right. So let's go ahead and get Shamea's apology. I mean, how many of y'all knew Shamea put out an apology? Because I found out in the Discord, because I was not aware. I was not aware. Had it not been for Bianca posting it, I would not have known that Shamea put out an apology. I wouldn't have known. So let's go ahead and do that. Zelene, you saw her apology? Mm-hmm. So let's get on into it. Welcome everybody who's here. Hit your like button. Let's get this out of the way. And let's get to these notes. I'm not even going to tell y'all what I think of this apology. I'm going to let you all draw your conclusions for yourselves. I had thoughts, but I would rather hear your thoughts on the matter. I would much rather. I would much rather hear y'all's thoughts on the matter. Hold on. Yeah. I have so many thoughts. It's been exhausting too, y'all. This season has been really, really exhausting. It's been a lot to swallow. Been a lot to swallow. All right, here we go. Let me share the screen. Hey, Shamea should save this for filming. Everything happens off camera and leaves us in more confusion. I agree. Shlo Glow, thank you so much for the Cash App. I'm going to send you a heart in just a second. Okay, let's share the screen first, y'all. Okay, y'all straight? Okay, cool. Let's drop it and pull it back because I want to start from the beginning.
Start by saying to all of the ladies on Sweet 16 cast, starting with Porsha, Drew, Angela, Britt, Kenya, Cynthia, Kelli. I'm sorry. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Phaedra even coming in at the end. I'm sorry. If I've ever offended you, if I've made you feel less than, inferior, if I insulted you, hurt you in any way, I'm sorry. And I hope that we can start fresh. And I wish you nothing but the best. And that prayer, I hope it leaves this room and enters into your heart and your household. And that's a wrap on Sweet 16.
I can't. What is you looking down at the side of the floor for? I can't. Y'all start typing y'all opinion of this here apology so we can get into these notes. Hey, T Monique. Hey, Vita. Thank you for being 114 and 111. Thank you. It's the if that makes it bullcrap. It's the if and everything she said along with it that made it bullcrap for me. Music was disgusting. It was performative. I listen, let me stop telling y'all what y'all think. I'm just saying what I think. I hope so. God, I hope so. Yep. Right. Yeah. So y'all thinking what I'm thinking. DS talking about guiding light music. Yes, you want sympathy, and I ain't got none. And it's not because of one thing or the other, because I'm going to do a video later this week to explain why I don't feel sorry for Porsha. So stay tuned for that. But Shamea, you did what you did. This if business is just too much. Yeah, trying to get a clean slate so nobody bring up her mess. Well, they done already brought it up now. Baby, I don't know what that was. Yeah, so it looks like we're kind of all on the same page. Right. I'm like, made anybody feel less than or inferior? Girl, ain't nobody accused you of that. Ain't nobody accused you of that. Because that's not what you did. That's the way I took it. She called herself taking a shot, like basically trying to insinuate that people had a problem with her because of what she had. Now, if we're going to be honest, the only person I think had a problem with Shamea based on what she had, it was Angela Oakley. And I done told y'all that. I believe that was the reason that Angela had a problem with Shamea. Shamea just didn't get the memo. So she ran to Angela to bring her into the alliance to take down Porsha. And Angela flipped what you told her and smacked you with it. I'm done with the fakeness too, Linez. Hey, Jay McCrory. Shamea is nobody's friend. Nobody. Hey, Wicked 548, what's cracking? Yeah, she was acting, looked like she was acting. Right, Zelina. I don't feel sorry for Porsha, but I'm still gonna call it down the middle. What she did to Porsha was wrong. You know how we do it over here. I think she wants us to think that, but she's not leaving. Oh, okay. Well, even if she say, I mean, you did what you did, and now you got a stink on you. Hey, Juan, thank you for being 187. Shamea just feeling bad because the fans are on her bed. Yes. That's what she feeling. See, Porsha done been drugged a few times. Porsha can take a good dragging. I will give her that. Porsha can take a good dragging. A said I would have rather this apology tour on the show, because by the time filming starts, this will lead to another riddle and a mystery. Yeah, or somebody gonna call it bullcrap, and then she gonna be mad because they didn't buy it. Yep, the if negates the apology. That's true. Mo say I was outside picking up the grandbaby's toys in the yard, listening to Shamea's apology. I was just rolling my eyes and shaking my head. I think my eyes are somewhere on the patio. Girl, I understand. I do. Kimberly Davis Wiley. Hello, lady. Says after she apologized, her mother and aunt then tells her her behavior was fine and everybody's jealous. Child. Hopefully this is her farewell. What I want for Shamea is for her to go home and be a housewife to her husband and the best mother to her children. Unfortunately, we don't need a farewell. Tough crowd. I ain't got nothing for it. That's what y'all said. I'm letting y'all have all to say. Yeah, Porsha used to be in drag. That don't mean nothing to her. Porsha been dragged and all up and down the street, the mountaintop, over the hill, and everywhere. She don't mind no dragging. That's why she live like she do. I didn't mean to say that out loud. Blessed woman of God said, we know Porsha not innocent, but she does not deserve to be stepped by her so-called friend. Yeah. Nor did the person that Porsha did it to either. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said she was trying to give Vanessa Bell Calloway. That's a beautiful lady right there. Vanessa Bell Calloway is a beautiful lady. Ooh-wee. That's a pretty black woman. Hey, Lady Blue, thank you for being 121. My sweet say, OMG, they get on my nerves, girl, and mine too. Mine too. Mm-hmm. So basically, it looks like, one band, one sound. We all taking her the same way. She didn't make nobody feel inferior or less than. Like, basically, it's giving. That's how she's consoling herself. Everybody's holding her accountable because they're jealous of her. And one thing, those of us who've been here for the crown chats and our crown chat moments and whatnot, y'all know one thing and one thing for sure. What we say over here on the porch is, when you're not ready to be accountable, everything feels like an attack. Shamea felt like she was being attacked because during this reunion, she was held accountable. During the season, she wasn't even really held accountable, and she went on the attack, okay? She went on the attack. Hey, Belicious. Hey, Reds. So, that's just what that is. Say the thing is, imagine being snaked by a friend you knew since childhood. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the world is round, though. Dre McCrory said, I heard that K. Michelle going to be there. We heard a lot of rumors, but we ain't heard it from the people that write checks. So I'm not going to take nothing till I heard from the people who write the checks. Don't nobody care about her bank account. And I think that on some level, Shamea thought that her wealth and us being happy to see this beautiful black woman and this beautiful black family with this wonderful wealth, this beautiful home and all these things, that we would overlook the behavior or pretend not to see it due to her assets. While I'm happy for Shamea's assets, I really am. And y'all know that about me. I don't care whether I like you or don't like you. I want to see you blessed, because as long as you getting your blessing, that means God's still passing out blessings, and I still got children who need some, and I need a few myself. Some of y'all need some too. Tap in the chat. Y'all gonna learn how to tap into a blessing. The quickest way to tap into a blessing, family, is to celebrate others when they're in their season of blessing, okay? So I want y'all to type the words tap in the chat. Okay, that's how you tap in. Celebrate other people when they being blessed, and you can tap into that blessing. That way the Lord can help you. Celebrate with them. So when your time come, folks will celebrate with you. Y'all will catch that later. Now, with that being said, Shamea said what she said. She's pretending that she's been attacked. She's, hey, too adorable, acting as though, hey, 101 Texas native, she's acting as though people holding her accountable was an attack. They were not attacking you. They were holding you accountable because you had egregious behavior. You had abysmal behavior. You had shameful behavior, Shamea. You did not do well at all. Baby, you didn't do well. Hey, Brianna King. That's just what it was. You didn't do well. And then to say, if I made you feel less than, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. The fact that you said, if at all, if I hurt your feelings, it wasn't that you was going around hurting feelings. It was that you were lying. You were being manipulative and deceitful. And when Shamea is ready to actually apologize, that's what we will hear her saying. We will hear her saying, what I did was wrong. Not if I did something to any one of y'all. Why are you calling out all them names? You should have been calling the names of the people that you actually offended. That's what you should have done. That's what you should have done. You should have called out the names and said, Phaedra, I apologize because I had a conversation with you and led you to believe that I was no longer holding a grudge when indeed I was. And then I went on platforms to talk about you after the fact when you were not there. That's how you apologize. Okay. Hey, Penny. Hey, TG. When it came to Porsha, hey, friend, I apologize because I did join an alliance or form an alliance to newbies in an effort to take you down. And yeah, I did tell stories on you that weren't true. I did tell everybody on that stage that you were a part of it. Then I said I was going to bring you into it. Then I told Kelli that I can't believe Britt even told you about it. I apologize for mentioning your mother and then gaslighting and saying, I don't know why you would have brought up my mother. I apologize for, playing victim and pretending like you were harming me when you weren't. Because I was still angry about other things and I was still holding a grudge. That's an apology, not if. So I'm not putting a whole lot into that. I think that was weak. That was weak as hell, honestly. Yeah, Shamea stayed looking silly. And it's like you can tell she put a lot of thought into that. She thought she was being, looking introspective and thoughtful. And it came off really disingenuous and super corny, right? Shamea stay looking silly. Apology video was pointless. You naming people that you did nothing to, saying I'm sorry, is giving lapdog. I'm not going to say that because I'm tired of that lapdog word, but I feel you. Red said I wouldn't be able to trust her again. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? I'm going to tell you one other thing about that I found a problem with. Yes, she said Cynthia too, and she did nothing to Cynthia. And Amanda K said it is easier to give a group apology instead of taking accountability, and I would say individual accountability for what you did to people individually, right? So that was weak. And I think it was also weak that she put it on a YouTube channel, and now she's got a YouTube channel to monetize, I guess, her commentary or experience or whatever, but you didn't put it on your Instagram page. On her Instagram page, she had from the same YouTube channel, some like happy, joy post, but you didn't put the apology there. You were very loud with the things that you were doing in the interviews, on the show, behind the scenes. But when it's time to apologize, I just find it to be very, very calculated that it's on a YouTube channel and people had to go to the YouTube channel and get snippets to figure out, what you said. I thought that was pretty weak. I honestly thought it was weak. You say she hates being called that, so I call her that. Being petty. You so crazy. Red said, yep, playing the candy card. Right. And it's not a cute card. It's not a cute card. Okay, Ian the Chord Junkie is here. Hey, nephew. So let's get to the notes. We ready. Okay. So as y'all know, they started off with the whole Porsha and Shamea thing. Now, if y'all missed the last video that we did, that was like a 7-minute segment, and Bravo put it out as a sneak peek. And usually I complain about sneak peeks coming out early or them giving us too much in a sneak peek. This time I didn't have any complaints because we actually needed that. So I did a whole video on that. We had like 5 pages of notes from that 7-minute segment. So here we are. So they started with the whole Porsha and Shamea of it all. Like I said, we covered that. There was a couple of things that I did not catch during the original video that we put out, the live stream that we put out, right? So I did not catch when she was talking about the commentary about the mamas. And, why would you even bring up my mama, girl? I never. And I'm sitting there like, but Shamea, you absolutely did. Put a 3 in the chat if you too remember Shamea sitting down with Cynthia at lunch or whatever that was. And Cynthia was like, but y'all moms was friends. And she was like, yeah, our mothers were best friends, or at least my mother thought they were, inferring that Diane had done something to her, knowing that social media was in the middle. Thank y'all for the 3s. So at least I know I'm not crazy. In the middle of dragging Porsha, because Porsha always, get a little dragging going on. She was in the middle of a bad dragging online. And then for Shamea to infer that Miss Diane had done something to her mother when she knew it wasn't true, That was literally putting blood in the water. She was inviting sharks to not only attack Porsha, but to attack Porsha's mother. That was disgusting. And at that time, because if you recall in real time, Porsha made a post on Instagram telling her, absolutely not, because you know what your mama did to my mama. And, you know, you can do things with me. You can make me look bad. You can play victim with me, but keep my mama's name out your mouth. And I thought that was fair. Okay. Yeah, manipulative as hell. So she knew what she was doing. But I didn't catch when I first did the video with the 5 pages of notes, because I was trying to catch every little thing. And I honestly, y'all, I caught as much as I could, but it was some stuff I just wasn't going to catch. And I did not catch that she literally said, I never. And I'm like, you never. We watched you do what you say you never. You did it, madam. So, okay. And then she said it shouldn't have. And then while she's acting like she's so outraged because Porsha made a social media post after watching the show, because, you know, they get to see it the week before we see the episode, they get to see them. And so that's why Porsha made the post, because she saw what Shamea was doing. That also tells me that Porsha saw what Shamea was doing to her. I don't think she understood exactly why she was doing it. But if you caught what she did to what she was doing to your mama, that means that Porsha caught what Shamea was doing to her. And that also means that Porsha was strategically keeping quiet. She was strategically not responding. And I kind of suspected it, but I feel like now looking back, yeah, she knew kind of sort of what Shamea was up to, right? Y'all make sure y'all like this video. So she was like, it shouldn't have even come up after she's the one who brought it up. So it's like, it's giving Shamea's strategy was to do things, passive aggressive things. She was hoping to be able to throw the stone, hide her hand, and wait for Porsha to respond so she could play victim. And it didn't work for her in the season. She tried to make it work on the reunion stage tonight. It didn't. She did not stick the landing. She didn't stick the landing. So Cynthia, you know, of course, cleared up the fact that, listen, because she was like, you know, when Andy said, oh, you know, it's been a lot of chatter behind each other's backs. And Porsha quickly corrected and said, no, not each other's backs. My back, not each other. Shamea then still was trying to push the narrative. See, this is why I say her apology is bullcrap. You didn't hurt anybody's feelings. Like, you were blatantly lying, madam. You were lying is what you were doing. Shamea then says, oh, no, each other, because you was talking behind my back to Britt. Cynthia, who was there at the time, which is, she's the person who told you that Britt outed you. Sabra, thank you for being 135. That during that time, Britt was the one that came to tell Porsha about what was going on. They weren't sitting up discussing her. Not to mention the fact, by the time they got on that reunion stage, I want y'all to keep in mind, Shamea had time to watch that episode back. So Shamea knew Porsha hadn't said anything. She knew that. But she was willing to still continue to lie, which is bizarre. That is bizarre behavior. And I am going to own, that I've gone on record and I've said a bunch of times that Shamea and Porsha were friends because they are the same type of person. And I still believe that. I'm still going to hold that down. I'm going to hold that flag. I believe that Porsha and Shamea are indeed the same type of person. But I think there's something extra nefarious about Shamea. And the reason I say that, hey, love my dogs too, is my sis. It's my sis. It's my sis. Thank you so much for the support after the stream went off the other night, girl. Thank you. Thank you. The reason I say there's something extra nefarious about Shamea is because there's something odd about somebody, something very dark, something very insidious kind of about somebody who can be told the truth, shown the truth, get evidence of the truth, and then continue to lie on you in your face. That's different. That's some different stuff. A lot of people, you know, hey, Brandon McMullen, a lot of people will lie on you, you know, talking behind your back to somebody, or they will lie on you in an interview because you're not there to defend yourself, or they will lie on you to a friend to cause drama or mess. It's a special kind of person that would sit there, and she did it multiple times tonight too. So I'm glad I had a chance to look at it a second time and take in more of what was really happening. When Andy was like, when Porsha bluntly asked Andy, have I not always wanted Shamea on the show as a housewife? Shamea then turned around after not only is Porsha telling you that she did not have an issue with you being there, when Porsha started talking about the fact that, you know, I had to watch you on these interviews saying I didn't want you there and whatever. And she was like, I watched you do that. You watched her do what? In her face, you still saying after this proof. She said that Porsha sat with Britt Edie and talked about her. Cynthia let her know as though she didn't watch the freaking episode. And we know she did. We know she did. And Cynthia, hey, Miss Parker, to you, where you been, sis? It's good to see you. And Cynthia's telling her, Britt brought that to her. Porsha more or less just let it go. She didn't even say nothing. The whole time Cynthia was explaining to her what happened. Go back, y'all, and look at that segment. And she was doing this while Cynthia was telling her what happened. So you got somebody who was there as a third party who's telling you what happened, and you're still insisting. Hey, Anna Filson, you're still insisting on lying on this person. Like, even the truth won't stop you. That is some creepy, like, sick crap. I'm sorry. Brooklyn Queen, for you say you're right. I can't put my finger on it. Oh, I love my dogs too. Thank you for the cash app, sis. Let me try to send some hearts back before I fall behind on my hearts. I love y'all. Yeah, so that's real wrong. It's weird. Like, I don't understand that type of energy. Brandon McMullen said a person who lies that well is dangerous. She doesn't even lie well. What bothers me, because her lies are very see-through to me. I know a lot of viewers didn't see through her lies. I saw through them immediately. What's scary to me is that even when you're caught in it, even when there's evidence, like they could have had thumbprints or affidavit signed by the Holy Ghost, she was still going to tell that lie because she was committed to telling that lie. Hey, Ray, thank you for being 143. That was scary. I'm going to just be real with y'all. Looking back, and, you know, because the first time I watched it, I was more invested in taking notes and making sure that I was telling it right? And this time I was able to watch it and actually look at body language, look at facial expression, look at facial tics. It was like, that was crazy. That was crazy. I ain't, I'm gonna be honest, in Housewives history, I know all of them have told a buttload of lies, but I ain't never seen nobody like her. Even Drew's a huge liar, and she'll just keep lying. She will lie to your face. She'll lie on you to your face, but I ain't never seen her like get hemmed up with that much evidence and just keep going. Now, Drew did lie on Candy to her face when Candy told the truth about her kissing that girl. And I did understand why Candy was offended, because most people would be. This felt different. This felt wrong. Freedom 557. Hey, sis. In Shamea's defense, there could be stuff Porsha has done through the years, through their relationship. Girl, that don't explain lying on somebody. Whatever she did through the years, then stop being her friend. You do not sit up and make up lies on people. There's no defense for that. That's weird behavior. Like, y'all, like, come on. Can we call the thing a thing? That was some weird crap that Shamea pulled. There were people who could tell her that what she was saying was not true, and she kept saying it. That's not because of the past and Porsha hurt your feelings in the past. That's because you like to tell lies, and you're dangerous. You're dangerous. Z Molly say nobody in this life is without fault, but I must say Shamea and her mama give me fake Christian vibes. I don't want to go there because I can't speak on nobody's salvation. I hope you saved for real, but the behavior was creepy. Lying for sport. I don't know. I'm just being, the way I see it, that was creepy. That was some creepy crap. And I ain't gonna hold y'all. I've seen people who can do that in real life, that will, like, the evidence will be there, the proof will be there, and they will just literally sit in your face and tell a lie on you. But I ain't never quite seen that on Housewives. I'm gonna be honest. That was a new one for me. It's a little strange. What's going on with Shamea? She wants fame and her money can't buy it. Oh, now sis, you got deep there. That's insightful. You got deep, sis. You went deep. I mean, Porsha's grimy, but that doesn't mean you can lie on a person. You do like let me just be clear. Do y'all realize we're not even supposed to lie on Satan? Y'all know that? I ain't being funny, but I'm just saying. That what my mama taught me. You ain't even supposed to lie on Satan. And we know he's the king of grimy. Don't lie on people. I don't care. I don't care. And I don't even feel sorry for Porsha like that. But we're going to tell the truth sometime up in here. That type of behavior is bizarre and it's bad. A says Shamea has displayed behavior we simply have to question. There's definitely something off. I wonder where it's stemming from. I do too. And I think it's deeper than Porsha hurt your feelings by not going to your second wedding in Kenya. I think it's a lot different than what she's saying it is. Okay. We got a cash app from Ray Nell. Ray, thank you. Thank you, girl. Let me send a heart back. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sending my hearts. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I love it. Thank you. And I love you. Appreciate the support. So, yeah, so that happened. We got past that. Then when it was time for her to apologize, she did not take accountability still. It was still everybody else's fault. It was still everybody else's fault. And it just didn't work for me. It did not work. She put it all off. Right. She's got a wonderful life. Like there's no reason for her to be jealous. She is gorgeous. She got a cute shape. She got, she got her children. Even if it's like health troubles or challenges, the Lord kept them babies for her. She's got a wonderful husband. She's got a big, fine home. Shamea got to, do some soul searching. Hey, a chosen one's diary. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all, please like this video as you come in. So I think she has an unhealthy obsession with Porsha. I think it's deeper than that. I don't know what it is, but I think it's something deeper. Shamea does have a lot in common with Candy. Marilyn, I love you, girl. I'm so glad to see you. I'm going to call you because we got to catch up on all the gossip. It's been too long, sis, and I love you so much. Poetic Lyrics, how you doing? Thank you for being 153 and 155. Antoinette says, agree. She seems so blessed on the outside looking in. Yeah, she has a wonderful life. Shamea has everything to be grateful for. She has a wonderful, wonderful life. And that doesn't mean that she's not struggling with that baby being sick. But overall, her life is beautiful. I wish she could see it. Oh, Cent 58 say middle child syndrome. That is real. So I don't know if that's got something to do with it. But yeah, that's a real thing. It's a real thing. So anyway, we get past that. And she's, throwing off on Drew and Angela. Like, I'm sorry for talking to them about my relationship with Porsha. And I'm like, Shamea, that don't sound like you're apologizing for talking about your friend behind her back. It did not give Porsha, I'm sorry for discussing you behind your back with people I barely know. That's not what it gave. It gave, I'm sorry for talking to them because they came back to repeat it. Now put a 1 in the chat if y'all think if y'all kind of feel like that's what it was, or put a 2 if you think it was something different. If you put a 2, tell me what you think it was, because that's how it sounded to me. That's how it sounded to me. You know what I'm saying? And then Angela was like, hey, I didn't twist your words. I said, I think. And as much as we've caught Angela in a lot of stuff, y'all, we got to be honest. Angela did say, I think. If we think back to that scene where she was playing tennis with Porsha at one of her properties, right? She told Porsha, I think Shamea feels like y'all's friendship is lopsided. She didn't say Shamea said that. And I remember that. And I had to go back and look to make sure I wasn't tripping. But Angela didn't lie on that. Angela was telling the truth about that. She literally said, I think. And I want to go as far as to say, Angela telling Porsha that shouldn't have even made much of a difference because Porsha never even confronted her. Shamea had to create the conversation or the dialogue or argument or whatever at Porsha's Pampered by Porsha event. Now that's what happened. Porsha never confronted her. Angela did say, I think that's how Shamea feels. Drew basically told her, I don't know why you feel that way because we pinky swore. You wanted to get it out. We never asked you for that. You gave us that information, which is bizarre too. Because if you went and sat down with Angela and Drew to talk about Porsha, the only reason I can see is because you wanted them to be a part of your alliance with Britt and Kelli to take your friend down. Sorry, Shamea, nothing else makes sense because they're saying that they didn't ask you for any of that and you just gave it to them. Why else would you meet up with these two ladies and just automatically start spilling about your bestie unless you had an ulterior motive? Unless you want us to believe that that's just what you do. You randomly meet brand new people and start bad talking your friend. Because it's either one of the two. Either this is your normal MO when you meet new people. Like, hey, it's so good to meet you. My name's Shamea. Have a great home. Lovely, lovely skin. Healthy hair. And I have a friend named Porsha, and I don't like her, and she trifling and no good and rotten, and she didn't come to my wedding in Kenya, and Phaedra talked about me that time, and she didn't say nothing. Unless you do that with everybody you meet, it's giving you had an ulterior motive. I'm sorry. Unless you are just that strange, and that's what you do when you meet new people, right? So we get through that, and everything. Andy cleared up what it was. And Shamea then, she said, when I first watched it again, I thought that Shamea was saying she was just trying to reach out to Porsha during Londy's funeral, which I told y'all what I thought during that video. If that's your best friend, you should have been at the house. Why in the world would she have to reach? You shouldn't have had to reach out because you should have been over at the house to help the family because that's your best friend. Y'all supposed to be like family. You should have been there. In my book, if y'all friends like that, if y'all not friends like that, then the both of them need to stop coming to television telling us they are best friends. Because if there's a death in the family and it's affecting your bestie that bad, you should have been over there. Is the way I see it. But then when I watched again tonight and I had more room to kind of like watch things and catch up, little ad libs and extra words that were thrown in, y'all, she didn't say she was just trying to call Porsha during Londy's funeral. Y'all, she said she was trying to link up. She said she was trying to link up with that girl during Londy's funeral. And this was said while she was explaining that after her and Porsha had a sit down, Porsha started getting distant. I don't know what Shamea wanted from Porsha. Like, I'm not a Porsha fan at all. But even I'm sitting here like, what did you want from this girl? It was weird. Mo, she said, link up. She said, link up. Like, oh, we're going to go kick it. Like your first cousin that you consider a little sister didn't just leave here. Red said she even made a weird comment saying she was grieving too over Porsha's cousin. Yes. It's given she needs a lot of attention. Lord, not girl, we busy. You caught that? Because I didn't catch it the first time, but I did catch it tonight. And I was like, that was an odd thing to say. It was funny because when she did that, Porsha had, and I had time to watch her body language too. Porsha's body language was very telling. To me, Porsha's body language gave, I'm over this and I'm trying not to have a big response. Because when she said that and she started bringing up Londy's passing, y'all, we seen Porsha going. And, well, let me ask y'all, what did you take from Porsha's body language at that moment? Her going like blowing, like the deep cleansing breaths and going, like she's, how did y'all take that? I took it as she was trying to calm herself down. I mean, I don't, let me know what y'all thought. Because I don't know how else you could take it. Shamea, even during that moment, Shamea was still like, she tried to use Londy's funeral as a way to, attack Porsha as, distancing herself, not being there for me. Your cousin died, but you should be there for me. Sadness and resignation. That's another way you could take their body language, trying to control anger. I did see that. That looks valid. Makeup Addict says Porsha's body language was giving, I will run you over in the alley. but I'm on camera, so nod and smile. Yeah, it was a whole lot of calm down, talking herself down from the edge, telling herself don't run over there and go, you know, that type of stuff, right? So we already watching Shamea act like that Porsha did something to her by grieving her cousin. Then when the girl was trying to calm herself down, she was like, see, even with you doing that. So you can use the death and funeral of her cousin as a means to say that you didn't get attention that you wanted. And that's infuriating to most people. Most people would have cussed you out. Yeah, Queen say it gave Let Me Not Go Off. I agree. It definitely gave Let Me Not Go Off. Definitely gave me that. Okay? And so you did something that was really super not cool, ma'am. That was not cool. I saw faces on the other ladies like that was not cool. And then the lady can't even say she trying to stay calm. She can't even try to calm herself down so she don't give you what you really looking for. See, even that, it's just hard to talk to her. See, even that. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, at that point, my head twisted to the side because I was trying to understand what you giving me, man. Hey, Black Pixie. Shamika Renice, hey, what a lovely lady. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So she was saying the exact sentiments you're saying, like, girl, why put my cousin in this to weaponize against me? Yeah, it was wild. Welcome too. Y'all welcome Shanika in the chat. Okay, welcome. Spam my chat with the word welcome. You know, we welcome folks around here. Okay. Hey, Lucky C, welcome. You say she's unhappy at home. I'm not going to say that. Shamea seems to have a lovely husband, which is why I'm so confused right now. I don't believe she's unhappy at home. Like, I can't, maybe I just can't see it because she has the lovely husband. He earns beautiful money. He put her in a lovely home. She has beautiful little muffin babies. They're so cute. They're so pinchable. That you drive a Rolls Royce that he bought you for your birthday just to make you smile. Like, this man like handles her like she's as fragile as an egg. He doesn't even talk rough to her. Like, what on earth is not to love about her life? I'm telling y'all, I promise you, I can't swear because that's against the law. But I promise you to God, I cannot see why she's not okay and like extremely gleeful about her life. Like, oh my gosh, there are people who have money and they ain't pretty. It's something pretty, but they ain't fine. It's something fine and they got a face like Danny Glover. Some of them is fine and pretty, but they got $12 in their bank account. What don't you have, Shamea? Like, at this point, I'm trying to understand, like, is it that you just never gonna be happy as long as you see anybody with anything that maybe you don't have? You need everything that belongs to everybody. Like, what is going on? Am I tripping? Because what the hell? I'm confused. William says Shamea is stressing out at home because she knows if she don't produce a boy, it's only a matter of time before the husband leaves. You don't know that about that man. And remember, she's not carrying her own children. She has surrogates. So I'm sure she can get a surrogate to carry a baby and one of them will eventually take. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, she's got, you got it all, ma'am. You got it all. Somebody say she wants fame, but you have everything. Is it that important that people like fawn over you or you have celebrities that I don't know. Let me not even say. Antoinette says she's not a household name. That's true, but does she need to be? You have everything else. Brandon say Danny Glover's a handsome man. Yes, he is, but he is not he is not a pretty woman. Can we agree on that, Brandon? Danny Glover is not a pretty woman. He's not. No matter how you twist and turn that thing. Brooklyn Queen for you say, I don't believe she have everything. I mean, I don't see anything she doesn't have. Look at her. You find a flaw on her and come back and tell me about it. You look flawless. Poverty will never know your address. You have a lovely husband. What else do you need? I'm so confused. Beautiful children. Your mama and them there, your sister and them there. You got your tribe around you, got your village around you. You got your support system around you. You know, some people have beautiful lives and there's unhappiness because they family ain't, you know, they can't trust their family. They can't have them around. What else on earth does this lady want? I'm just so confused with Shamea's behavior. It just seems off to me. You can gain the whole world and still be unhappy if you're not satisfied. That's true. That's true. Shanika says she want Porsha. You mean like want her, want her? That's different. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that. Okay. Yeah. Right, Anna, I don't get it. So, yeah, she did all that. And, you know, she didn't even want the girl to calm herself down. Lied on Cynthia in the moment, right in the moment. Oh, I wouldn't even known it was beef if Cynthia didn't tell me, like, girl, like we didn't watch on screen when she told you that, hey, Britt told her what you did. She never told you Porsha was beefing with you because Porsha wasn't beefing with you. Porsha was only told that you showed that them girls her text messages. Porsha ain't say nothing to you. Porsha ain't say nothing to Britt. She told Britt, do what you feel like you have to do. She ain't get into it. She ain't feed nothing back. Cynthia ain't told you Porsha had no beef. You made that up, Shamea. You made it up. Shamea scared me. So Porsha, then, you know, I guess we closed out the Porsha and Shamea segment. On the inside, I said a very, you know, loud thank you, Jesus, because I was over it, like getting, you know, take a BC powder, headache, you know, really over it. Hey, DT. So Porsha was like, it was the worst year ever. She was at the bottom. And she don't really feel comfortable with her friendship with Shamea. And she did say that I'm sure that Shamea don't feel comfortable with her friendship with her. Oh, Anna, you say she want that lady too. Y'all crazy. Y'all might be right though, because these women strange. She said that she didn't have nothing else to offer the situation. You know, she was just too far spent. She had too much going on with her life. And as Shamea, if she could accept that from Porsha, baby, even that Shamea tried to flip and turn it into Porsha was doing something to her, y'all. For those of you who didn't watch it. So she was like, see, that's what me and you was different, because I would have found the bandwidth, because that's why I'm different, because I love people, I find the bandwidth. So I'm sitting there like, at this point, I was thinking the segment was over. She had to try one more time. Just one more time. Oh, one more time. She had to try one more time to, you know, see you doing something to me. The lady telling you she's spent. She ain't got no more. People is allowed to be spent. People is allowed to be tired. People are allowed to need to breathe when they're going through some stuff. Okay? I'm sitting there like, this can't be real. This can't be real, right? So Andy stepped in, because I think at that point, Andy was tired. Hey, D. Yes, that was crazy too. Let's get this point before I say what I was going to say, because D saying what need to be said. She said what's really bothering her is Porsha not giving Kelli the read she was begging for with all that slick and blatant shade. She got so many passes because she's not, you know, I think Porsha just see Kelli as irrelevant, just like everything in her life, just irrelevant. But you're right. I kind of wish she had stung her a little bit, but then everybody would have said she was bullying her. So kind of, you know, I can see it both ways, but Kelli kept jumping in like she just couldn't let them people be normal, have a normal conversation without her. It was just a lot. Most they this is her opportunity to be and take center stage, because she's never been accepted to her husband, but not to who she think it matters to. I think I get what you're saying. I do. I think I get what you're saying. So Andy, I think, could sense that everybody was tired. I mean, I feel like Andy could feel us in the future who was watching the show and knew by then we were going to be fatigued. So he cut it and was just like, well, Shamea, you know, I think if anything, you should have learned, if you upset about something, to say that. Don't try to like sweep it up under the rug, because it's not really going away and it's only going to come back later. You know, blah, blah, smackety, smackety. Baby, Shamea, Y'all, Shamea came back with fake tears, tried to fake cry. Water didn't, her eye didn't even water up. It didn't even get glassy, y'all. She tried to fake cry and said, you know, I just don't have it to deal with it at the time, and that's why I don't deal with it, and I just move past it, and I just keep going on. And I'm like, so are you now saying that you don't have the bandwidth? Didn't you just get through telling us that you not like Porsha because you find the bandwidth? You know, I'm better than you because I find the bandwidth. Then when Andy say, hey, if you mad about something, talk about it in the moment. Don't sweep it under the rug and try to get around it and let it go away. Now, well, you know, I have a lot going on in my life, and I just don't have it at the time to deal with it. So you don't have the bandwidth. Are you telling us that after telling us you was better than Porsha because you find the bandwidth for the people you love, now you telling us you don't have the bandwidth, and that's why you don't deal with it in the moment? Listen, man. Truth is, I'm tired. I'm tired. Okay. I was just over it. And Andy was wrong too. She wasn't sweeping nothing under no rug because she was trying to get around it and not deal with it in the moment. What she was doing was not dealing with it in the moment. Say a little something or whatever so that the person will feel like you're okay and y'all talked it out while you plan and scheme and plot on how you can hurt them later. Because that's what she did. This was not a moment of I couldn't deal with it. I wasn't able to deal with it. I ain't had the strength to deal with it. This was, I'm going to show you. That's what this was. This was not emotional immaturity. This was not her repressing things and them coming back later. This was very much calculated and malicious behavior towards somebody she calls her best friend. And I say, if you're enemies, just say that. Then it won't look so weird. But don't say somebody's your best friend and you're plotting to stab them first chance you get. It just looks crazy. It just looks crazy. So we see during the little break that the men are getting ready to come out. We see Dennis talking to somebody basically saying when the women beefing, you got to stay out of it. And he's absolutely correct to try to stay out of it. But he did not do that because at the time he was mad because Porsha was taking trips every other week with grandfather time. Okay. So he very much got involved in the women's beefs. He very much sought out Fallon to have her doing brand ambassadorships for him. And he sought out Drusilla. And they wasn't even beefing and created one. So, you know, it was interesting to see him say, but like, sir, we saw you do just the opposite. Okay. Then we get the Drew segment. We got the montage about the basement, Dennis, Ralph, the Porsha, the divorce, the unsealed divorce documents, her pretending not to know that her children were affected by a divorce. I thought that was very bizarre. And y'all know I said it during the season. I didn't bite my tongue. Y'all know. If y'all remember me saying that I thought Drew was full of crap during the season when her mama was trying to talk to her like a mother and tell her, Drew, your children is acting up. You know what I'm saying? They not taking this well. And the judge ain't, her mama said that the judge was not keeping the children in mind with the orders that he was making and this, that, and the third. And I said, then Drew was full of crap. Your mama telling you what time it is. You pretending like you don't know divorces affect children. Everybody knows that. That's why I won't say most, but a lot of states like order you to take the children to counseling. It's like classes and stuff you have to take them to make sure that the children are emotionally okay, because it's always emotionally taxing on children when their parents have divorces. I'm like, everybody knows that. Drew is not a baby. So she had to know that. And I said something in the season when her mama was telling her and she went crying and walking out the room. Your mama is telling you information as your mother. Are you going to pretend like she your ops too, Drew? Drew's mother was very much trying to be a good mother. She was explaining to her like, baby, you got to tighten up around here. Your children is acting up because they being affected by what's going on around here between you and this man in the basement. Lovely basement. Lovely basement. 5,000 square feet is like some people's houses a couple times over. But whatever was going on between you and that man was affecting your children, was affecting her children. And her mama tried to tell her, and she fake crying and walking off and pulling her head down on her shoulders and acting stupid. I wanted her mama to get up and knock fire out of her. But you could tell that her mama was older when she had her, and she ain't had the strength to, drag Drew like she need to. That's why Drew act like she act. Amanda said, yep, I remember when her daughter wasn't listening to her on that episode. Yes, and remember when her mother was talking to her, production did this cutaway where they were showing her son like acting up at the table when she was trying to tell him to say grace over his food and stuff. Hey, man, that was crazy. So we saw that come back. She said the children is now in therapy. And I was glad to hear that. I was actually grateful to hear that because children don't deserve dysfunction and, to be made to feel bad and insecure and not really sure, what's happening in their little lives. Everything is upside down. It's a lot of, insecurity that you can give children with that and making them feel unsafe. So I'm glad she got them in therapy. No, he's not in the basement. Hey, Miss Wilson, he's not in the basement because the children don't know. He is in the basement because he told the court that he could not afford to pay every bill in that house and then pay to live somewhere else. So that's what he was trying to get out of. He didn't want to be forced to move out to pay rent somewhere and then still be on court order to pay everything in that house. So he was claiming he couldn't afford to do it, which I believe he probably could well have afforded to do it. He just don't want to because she want him to. Because them two, they act like ops, but I still feel like they deserve each other because I don't like him or her. But so we found that out. And then Drew mentioned that Ralph had said something real slick about her mama online. Now, I didn't see that. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Ralph, you was out of line. And then when he got out there, he had the nerve to say that no, he didn't apologize and why he didn't apologize. I feel like that was nothing for him to be saying. First of all, hold on. I need my BCs. These women really did give me a headache, y'all. I ain't kidding. Get your BCs. Not a commercial, not a sponsor. But I feel like for him to use the excuse that the mama said something online or she had an opinion about something, to me, that wasn't an excuse. I don't care how close y'all been or whatever. That's still that woman's daughter. And she's supposed to take her baby side in a situation. Even if she corrects her child behind closed doors, a mother is supposed to stand next to her child. I'm sorry, sir. That's just that on that. And the fact that, she need to be quiet because you had to bail her out because she spent up all the daddy money after he died. Okay, Ralph. Drew did not dispute that. So, common sense says that actually happened, right? So I can concede that, okay, you helped him. Fine, you helped him, right? But you don't need to help nobody that you feel like on Mad Day you can throw up in their face what you did for them. Either you help them people because you really cared for them and it came from a genuine place, or you didn't. So because that lady, hey, Seanitra, so because that lady stood by her daughter like any normal mother would, you felt like it was a great idea to throw up in her face that she was about to lose everything and you bailed her out because she spent up all the money after the daddy died. Did you? Let's talk about this thing. The woman done lost her husband. She's not a young woman anymore. If she spent the money, it's because she needed to spend it. You were her son-in-law and basically her son. Her daughter married you. So when you married the daughter, you should have been pleased to help her mother. Is she not your mama too? She was about to lose anything. She no longer had her husband there to manage things and to be her provider for her. Was she not your mama too? So because she stood by her daughter, you felt like it was great to go online and throw up in her face that her husband gone. And she wouldn't have lost anything if her husband wasn't gone. And you had to bail her out. I thought that was disgusting. Now, while I don't like Drew, I don't like that. I sure enough don't like that. Ralph is nasty. And that never should have been. Right, Seanitra, whose business was that? Whose business was that? I thought that was gross, y'all. I'm going to just be honest. Let me take my BC. But yeah, I thought that was pretty nasty. I thought that was pretty nasty. I ain't never did nothing for nobody and threw it back up in their face. Especially not somebody mama. That was dirty. That was dirty. Chanela could say to me, you didn't have pure intentions behind what you did for her, because why bring it up? Whose business is that to say, as the provider, that's a reasonable service? Yes, it is. I did hear him release that single. Him and Drew, they got the same level of singing ability, in my opinion. I didn't like it. Shanika say on Mad Day, the true colors come out, and that's true. That's true. When people get mad, it's like a mad person and a drunk person got a lot in common. Soon as they get mad, you find out who they are, and you find out what they really think of you too. Yes, Ralph is nasty and vindictive. He's a dirty one. Thank you for being 173. Because listen, do I believe Drew be lying on that man? Yes, I do. But that means your beef is with Drew, not with that old lady. That wasn't cool, man. That was not cool. I ain't like that. To me, Ralph could have skipped his way to the edge of a cliff and jumped off, in my opinion. Adding my rose water. Make sure you get your rose water. It is the bomb, right? Heading the case. Say Shamea is a people pleaser. Her defense mechanism is reaction formation. Who I guess that is defined as someone who acts opposite from their true feelings to avoid conflict. Yeah, I don't think that's what she's doing. I don't think she's doing that to avoid conflict. I think she's doing that because she is duplicitous and she's calculating, and she is a very dangerous person. Like, that's why I think she's doing it. We saw him airing out Drew. The mama was just collateral damage. Yeah, but your beef is with Drew. Your beef is with Drew. How you mad with a lady for supporting her own child? That's crazy. To me, that's crazy. Who does that? So after that, then they talk about the cooking moment where they was up there feeding each other, cooking together and stuff. And she was like, he made it look like something it wasn't. Drew, I don't believe that. I believe just what he said about that. Now, I don't like that piece of trash. And I was glad he had a shirt on tonight, because I really didn't like seeing him in a confessional with a blazer with no shirt. Who the hell want to see your chest? Put that bird back in the cage, for crying out loud. But I do believe him on that one, that when them cameras off, she perfectly cool with him. That's what I think. Because when they went to joking with her about sometime he might come up them stairs, you know me, I be watching people's reactions and body language, and something about their body language say Ralph done been up them stairs a few times. The fact that you sitting up smiling and grinning with a man, he claimed that she hugged him after he said that stuff about the mama. And so I'm just like, first of all, you ain't finna cook and feed me a goddamn thing, and you done talked about my mama. No. So I didn't like that, but whatever. Angela was like, you in the house with a man that cook, girl, get your food. Porsha said, that's when Porsha was like, he might be coming up them stairs sometime. Them divorces be long and dry. You know what I'm saying? So a viewer asked about, the court orders and stuff and why things was like it was or whatever, and about the woman in the basement. So this is where it get interesting. And I don't know who telling the truth out of this one, her or him, but this is her side of it, right? She said that, the gate, you got to come to the gate, through the gate to get in the community, right? And say you got to show your ID and all like that. So she know that a woman done been there, and she claimed that the woman was there. That the woman done been there when she was home and when she wasn't home. But then she said, yeah, I know her name and stuff because it was at the gate. So I'm like, did you know she was there because you saw her car outside? Or she had been there because you saw the information from the gate or who came through to your house? Because for you to say she was there when I was there and when I was not there, if you was there, you wouldn't have needed the information from the gate. Like, I don't know. But y'all know Drew will tell a lie quick too. That's why I said between her and Ralph on this one, I don't know. So anyway, says she saw the woman name. She saw, all that stuff. Says she looked her up on social media and she said when she went to her daughter's school, the lady was at the school. She wouldn't explain how the woman got there, whether the lady was a teacher, another parent, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Right? Amanda K said, I believe it's possible that somebody was in the basement, but it's just hard to tell because her and Ralph both be lying. They do. So she said the lady even approached her Which I'm sitting here like, Drew, if you telling the truth, girl, you were supposed to act up. Why would this woman have the nerve to approach you? You and this man going through a divorce, but until further notice, that man is still her husband. Why would somebody be bold enough to be approaching her? I was just like, wait a minute, hold on. Like, Ralph, this raggedy business. Okay. So I was like, wow, Drew, this should have been on the show, because I might have liked you this season if we could have got some of this. Because, I mean, I feel like the girls could have rallied behind you on this too, because why in the hell would this woman have the nerve to be walking up on you? And who exactly do she think she is? She didn't put you and Ralph together. So now that y'all going through a divorce, I know good and well ain't no side chick confronting people. So I was like, that's a little crazy. Okay. So then one of the viewers asked about, not enough support for Drew, and they were supporting Porsha or whatever. Hey, sweet tea. However, they asked the question. So Kelli was like, I would have liked to have been able to support you more. And she gave a word salad answer. And, she was like, I ain't really get a chance to know you. Drew was like, you had a lot of heat for me. She was like, I really didn't have a lot of heat for you. It's like, them two, it's nothing. At this point, I see why they kept like going after the OGs, because when the two of them banter, the newbies banter back and forth, kind of falls flat, right? So this is the part that tickled me. Angela tried to jump in it to say, like, Kelli, you ain't tried something that effect. And Kelli was like, Angela, you stay out of it. Y'all see how stunned I look? That's how stunned I was to hear Kelli tell somebody to stay out of something. Kelli, the whole time Porsha and Shamea was talking, we couldn't pay you to shut up. Angela tried to step up for her friend. Hey, Miss Gigi. She tried to step up for her friend to say that, no, you didn't try, whatever, yada, yada. Angela, you stay out of it. Stay out of it. Kelli. Hey. Y'all, that'll be like me telling y'all don't talk about somebody's outfit, because I'm finna talk about them outfits. You know this. I was thrown. Hey, did you not scream? Did you not scream? Because I was like, I did a internal silent scream. You were shocked too? I was like, what do you mean? Angela should have been able to jump in it. Now, Angela should have been able to jump in it. Angela should have been able to cut you off every 2 words, interject loudly, because we watched you do that whole every chance you got. Every chance you got. All in it. So I was like, okay, that was crazy. Told her to stay out of it. And she was like, well, I did see you lie, Drew. And she was like, what I lied about? She brought up the Belmont event that Drew really did not buy during the event. Drew did lie and say she did. And she was like, you didn't. And remember, Drew pulled it up on her phone, like, see, I bought at the event, but she really didn't buy at the event. And and what Drew said happened makes sense. I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't like Drew, but I gotta call a thing a thing. I feel like what Drew said makes sense. If what she wanted to buy and what she was willing to buy wasn't in the size she needed for her baby, she, had the people to call her back where she could get it in the right size. D says, I hope Kelli doesn't need to get that bop from somebody. She act like she's bad and interjects in things that don't concern her. She don't. And she knows she like 3 feet tall. If one of them big old women on that stage descend on her, somebody going to jail and she going to the ICU. Come again, say, I honestly think the whole franchise is in demise. You're right, but let's talk about what's going on. Deborah say, that's why I was waiting for Angela to really bring it after hearing her say on Watch What Happens Live that she thought she had the best reads at the reunion. Girl, how? Listen, delusional. These women are crazy as hell, all of them. So Drew was like, basically, that's what happened. And Kelli was like, well, that's what you should have said, which is true. I don't know why Drew didn't just say that. And let me say this too. I feel like a lot of the stuff that Drew lies about is simple stuff. I don't think it's nothing crazy, like not like Shamea level lies, which I don't like people to just sit up and lie for no goddamn reason, because it's stupid, it's weird, and it's no reason, right? But something that benign, something that harmless. Why not just say the truth? Why would you, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was the point of coming to the, you know, when Kelli brought it up in front of everybody, why not just say, well, I was trying to buy it. They didn't have my baby size, so I just got it later. And then Shamea jumps in to say, well, you know, I think the thing is, if you didn't buy during the event, then it didn't go toward the charity. Again, you telling Angela not to jump in, Kelli, but you didn't tell Shamea not to jump in. Because if it was between you and Drew, why the hell is Shamea jumping in? That same valid point that Shamea made, you could have made, Kelli. But I wish, you know, when Kelli brought it up, which I'm going to say, honestly, reality shows have a history of doing that. Anytime there's a charity, it's always got to be somebody. Wait, I'm trying to see if your YouTube name is on here because I want to say thank you for the Cash App, but I don't want to say people government without permission. Oh, this D. Hey D, thank you for the Cash App, sis. Let me send a heart back. Okay, thank you. I feel like we got to stop that. I don't know what they need to do to make that stop, but it needs to. Every time there's a charity, they do it on Married to Medicare. They done did it on RHOA. Every time there's a charity, it's always this rerun of them going back to try to expose who didn't pay or expose who didn't pay enough. Hey, Cecilia Norwood. And that needs to stop. It needs to stop. You had a charity. The person showed up. You know what I'm saying? And let's just say she didn't buy anything. And what she bought ended up not going toward the charity. That's not a reason to try to embarrass that lady. I'm sorry, Kelli. It's not. It's not. And Drew, next time, just tell the truth. What are you lying for? When Kelli tried to expose you at that table, only thing Drew had to do was say, girl, they didn't have it in my baby size. So I had the manager call me when they got it, and I went ahead and bought it. And if Kelli wanted to say, well, dang, then the charity don't get credit for it or whatever, she could have said, well, look, I'll give you a little something for the charity, but I bought this here for my baby and he gonna keep it. You know what I'm saying? Just let it be real women. And I'm just like, I don't get why they couldn't do that. Let's just say she showed her the order, but didn't explain about the item not having the right size. Right. But she tried to pretend in that moment, because I went back and listened and watched that. Oh, I did buy. Look, I did buy. She didn't explain what happened. She didn't just say, hey, so when you try to lead people into, yeah, I did. Hey, good girl. Thank you for being 184. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. When you could have just easily said, girl, look, they ain't had my baby size. And when the manager got it, I went back and snagged it. I've been paid for it. And then let it go from there. But all this trying to check people about charity and whatever, you need to stop it. You need to stop it. Because every time it gets messy. It gets messy. Yeah, it's tacky to not support charity and you showed up to the event. That's true too. That is true. You showing up to film, but you didn't support. It can be tacky. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just not real fond of that, calling people out trying to embarrass some stuff over that. You know what I'm saying? Because Kelli was on that stage tonight and she was like, even Porsha said she spent her divorce lawyer money to buy some stuff. That's what Porsha did. You don't know that girl's situation. You don't. And you know she ain't got no whole lot of money. You know she depended on Ralph for money. And you know Ralph is petty and he's a nasty person. You just sat here and heard this girl, and you probably seen where he was talking about her mama, and he's not even remorseful. We seen them text messages where she was having to ask him for $500 to buy a plane ticket for Dr. Jeff. She didn't even have access to the bank account. So you don't really know what that girl could do in the moment. Let's just say she showed up to film because she need that check, and she don't want her check cut because she do need that money. She going through a divorce, and you saw where she did buy it later or whatever. You couldn't give your sister some grace. You had to try to embarrass her. Was it really that? Was it that much on it? Like, to me, I'm sorry. I just was like, yeah, Porsha did say that. She said she was spending her divorce lawyer money. All right, Anna, go to get some sleep, girl. Yeah, it is on brand for housewives, and that's what I'm saying. They need to stop that, because you know this show initially was supposed to be for the women who had it, but over the years it has transitioned to a few that got it and the ones that like severely ain't got it. And I don't know why they got the people on the show that severely ain't got it. At the same time, whether I like them or not, I do want them to keep their check, because I pray every sister everywhere, wherever you are, keep your check. because that's your provision. But I just don't know. And Drew didn't have to lie. It was a useless lie. It served no purpose. And it just adds to the fact that that's what people know you for. And they asked her about the Michael Jordan thing. And she was like, in my heart, but it was a joke. Y'all too serious or whatever. Angela told her, girl, you was dead serious. And I was glad Angela told her you was dead serious. Okay. You were dead serious. Dead serious. I agree with you, Z Molly. I don't know why Drew does stuff like that. I really don't. I don't know what that's for. So a viewer was saying that Shamea twisted Drew's words, and why was that okay? But you was upset because you said that Angela twisted your words. To me, I felt like I didn't like that question. I didn't like the implication, because I don't care what nobody say. Shamea didn't twist Drew's words. She didn't. Drew said what she said. They played it again tonight. Drew absolutely said this will pay for PJ's whole college. She said it. Shamea repeated it. You said it. She didn't twist your words. You literally said it. And then we saw a little bit of that, Porsha, little nasty side a little bit, which I can get. I'm not judging her because, okay, this girl done sat up here. She done lied on you. She done plotted on you. She done had alliance, had people trying to dogpile on you. She done tried to drag your mama into some mess, tried to get fans to talk about your mama. I got it. But Porsha showed a little bit of, she hip checked her. Because when Andy was like, well, Porsha, watching it, how did you feel about it? She was like, it was cringy. I didn't like it, but it didn't piss me off like it did when I first heard it. Implying that, oh, well, when Shamea told it, she put some stank on it or whatever. And I don't think that's the case. I think Shamea simply repeated what Drew said, because that is what Drew said. Because Drew sat there and said, oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And then she sat down with Angela and they filmed again. Like, Angela, she said, I said that and I didn't say it. And Angela was like, yeah, girl, she lying on you. No, she didn't. Drew said that. So I didn't like that as a question. It's like they're really trying to push this narrative that Shamea lied on Drew. She did not lie on Drew. Drew, you said what you said. Also, when it comes to the Angela of it all, Angela did not twist Shamea's words. Shamea, you said what you said. Angela repeated things and basically told Porsha, hey, she's talking about you, and I feel like she never said Shamea said that the friendship was lopsided. Angela did not twist Shamea's words. Now Shamea is sitting up here trying to lie and duck and dodge accountability, ducking and dodging, acknowledging the fact that you're the type of friend that will sit up with strangers and talk about your homegirl, but Angela didn't twist her words. So to me, I feel like it's 1-1. Angela did not twist Shamea's words. Angela did not lie on her. Shamea did not twist Drew's words. Shamea did not lie on Drew. Porsha was pissed off because what Drew said was shady. They saying shady. To me, it was nasty as hell. She needed her behind whoop. That's why you was pissed. And now you're going to say, oh, when I watched it, it wasn't that bad, because you want to now give Shamea some of her own medicine. Y'all get where I'm coming from. So I saw a lot of little nasty ping pong and back across in the middle of there, right? Right, Jackie. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all getting on my nerves. Just on my last good one. Right. So after that happened, the viewer asked about that. She, gave it back. That's when Shamea was like, well, I'm gonna just mind my business. If y'all cool, I'm cool. I'm mind my business. Drew sitting there with, oh, you should next time. Oh, you fighting for your life and this friendship and all this stuff. And it's like, Drew, first of all, I know a lot of people think what Drew's doing is cute. I don't think it's cute. First of all, Drew's so busy trying to, get a punchline in so she can feel like she's one of the cool kids for once in her freaking life. When in reality, you were helping Shamea push the narrative that she was somehow this victim to Porsha, who was like little sister and her little sis and her bullying her or whatever, when it wasn't even true, because she was never a lapdog. What she was somebody who was plotting on a friend. She was never a lapdog. Shamea actually enjoyed people saying that about her, so she could make it look like, see, I'm so loyal, they're calling me a lapdog, when in fact Shamea was not loyal at all. Shamea came in with the clear intention of taking down her so-called friend. Okay. So, they had that. And I know a lot of people was like, ooh, Drew ate her up. No, Drew didn't. Drew is an idiot. That's why she got by Ralph, because she's not that bright. Don't mind me, y'all. Y'all know I don't like nobody. I'm just telling y'all what happened, okay? So after all of that, she's like, she's gonna mind her business. The viewers the viewer asked Drew and them about, Shamea inviting Porsha to dinner with Ralph and yada, 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 right? How she felt about that. Drew tried to be victim. She started back acting like she thought she was on a Shakespearean stage. Oh, Porsha, I can't believe you would do that because, I told you about all the stuff that he did to me. And, I went to your birthday party when you was doing your spinoff and blah. What the hell that got to do with what the hell you did this season? Drew, you did what you did. And so she did what she did because she felt like she was retaliating, ma'am. You can't hit somebody and tell them how mad to get. You did what you did. She did what she did. Both of y'all ain't no good. And she went there and showed him text messages and stuff. Simple. Like that's what happened. I was watching. We were all watching. She wasn't even nice to that man. Hell, she might have helped you out because she was trying to get him to admit that he had been cheating on you. Ralph just kept lying. Because Ralph's a big old liar, just like you, Drew. That's why I say him and Drew is a match made in heaven. So I was just like, girl, get the hell on. Get the hell on. So Porsha was like, girl, I thought it was fake. I can't keep up with you and his lies. And I feel like you and him was in cahoots with a lot of this drama y'all was bringing. And Porsha did say that on her own, on her channel, that she didn't believe the divorce. And she felt like that Drew and Ralph was working together to bring us the bull crap. Okay. Yeah, Porsha was wrong. She sure was. And so was Drew. And so that's what happens when you do something wrong to somebody. Sometimes they do something wrong back to you. Is that the right thing to do? Those of us who are Christian ladies? No. Does it happen? There you go. So see, when people get offended, sometimes they go to offending people. That's how they go. That's how they go. It shouldn't go like that, but that's how it go. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't picking no side. It is what it is. All I'm here to do is tell y'all what happened and point out the lies when I catch them. So she was like, how could it be fake? This and that. Drew, it could be fake because you and Ralph do seem a little fake. And we're going to get into that when we talk about when the men came out. So then Shamea was like, Drew called her a lapdog, so she decided to act like one. That's why she invited Porsha there to meet up with her when she was with Ralph. Then Angela's sitting there, and this one Angela jumped in and got on my nerves, telling Shamea, let the lapdog thing go. But you ain't told your friend Drew to stop calling her that. So if you cool with somebody continuing to call the girl a lapdog, you can't then tell her to let go of the fact that she being called a lapdog. So she supposed to just embrace it. Because can we be for real here? Who the hell finna let the likes of Drew Sidora bully them? Nobody. Not even Shamea. Ain't nobody finna let Drew Sidora bully them. Like Drew Sidora. Girl, who the hell you gonna bully? You? Hey. Basement boy running circles around you. You ain't finna bully nobody. I don't like Shamea, but that girl got a right to feel away and act up with you. Because what's your problem? Because what's your problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing what I say about like the stands and stuff. Stands be really feeling like that like their faves can do whatever and nobody can retaliate. That's not true. That's not real life. You do something to somebody, they can do something back. From my standpoint, would I be participating in the behavior? 9 times out of 10, no. But if we keeping it a buck, y'all two grown people, you do something to her, she could do something back. Let the best woman win. That's all I can say. Because if y'all both wrong, I don't know how to judge who's supposed to be the good person and the bad person. Y'all both doing wrong to me. You see how that works? I don't have no dog in that fight. Right, Poetic Lyrics. That's how it go. That's how it go. Now, we all know you supposed to turn the other cheek, but you can't guarantee that the other person feel that way. So I was really kind of looking at Angela crazy again, because how you going to tell her to let it go? And then your friend is continuing to call that girl that. Nobody on earth is going to let the likes of Drew Sidora bully them. Drew up there letting the whole wig bully her. Ain't nobody finna do that. And come again, I see what you're saying. She said, Christian or not, I have hands. Yes. And as Christians, you're supposed to pray until your hands do not react like that. But, you know, if you're not there yet and the Lord ain't through with you yet, if you respond the way you respond, y'all two grown women, I'm not picking no sides. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, then they get to the viewer asking Drew about the flirty text with Ty. She admitted to having flirty text with Ty. You did more than flirty text, man. We saw them pictures, and Ty was sucking on your neck like an oxtail bone. We saw that. Put a 1 in the chat if you saw that. So Andy brought up them 3,000 minutes of talking. Now, first thing Drew said, that's not even that much time, and this and that. Then the minute people was like, Drew, cut the crap. That's a whole lot of time. Shamea said she don't talk to her husband that much on the phone, and I understand, because a lot of us can identify with that. Then once people was like, girl, we ain't buying it, then it was like, well, where's the proof that it was 3,000? You wasn't even denying it was 3,000 minutes until people told you that was indeed a long time. I see a lot of people saw them pictures with Ty up there trying to get all the meat off the bone. Y'all nasty. So they got past that. Andy asked her about Black, who is Black. Hey, Leslie Cornish. Then she said, well, Black is just my friend, like Ty is my friend. Then she, in the middle of saying he just my friend, like Biz Marquis. Then she got free gifts from him to give out to the cast. They like, girl, you acting like this your man, not your friend. And, oh, he my friend or whatever. And so another viewer was like, Drew, if you had a man, why would you not just say that to clear up the mess and stop the rumors? And she was like, well, you know, Dennis ain't my type. That didn't answer the question. Them people said, if you was seeing somebody or you was kicking it with somebody, why wouldn't you just say that to stop the rumors? And see, this is where some of the fans got on my nerves. Okay, can I keep it real? Can I keep it real? Just let me know in the chat. Because that made all the sense in the world. The viewer who asked that question made all the sense in the world. And I'm going to tell you another thing. The fact, because y'all know Andy picks them questions. And the fact that Andy picked that question, he did that intentionally because he was basically like letting Drew know, I saw that you was trying to produce. You was trying to produce is what you was doing, right? Yes, Deborah, them wigs be bullying the hell out of her. They taking her lunch money, giving her wedges and locking her in lockers. Amanda say I can keep it real. So I'm going to keep it real. See, Amanda gave me permission and y'all ain't told me that I can't. So I'm going to listen to Amanda because ain't nobody else told me nothing. The fans was getting on my nerves because when she met up with Porsha, because she had been begging Porsha to talk to her all season, chasing Porsha around, running to the Belmont event, trying to get Porsha to talk to her, at Kenya Spa event, trying to keep Porsha to talk to her, trying to get Porsha to talk to her, everything, trying to get Porsha. And I told y'all during the season, they was getting on my goddamn nerves. Because why is y'all acting like, well, how come y'all acting like Porsha is the sun, the moon, and the stars? Like, why is it such a big deal for Porsha to talk to you? Like, for what? For what? I ain't trying to be funny, but who the hell is Porsha? You know what I'm saying? That irritated me the whole season. I'm like, if y'all don't get off my nerves, I mean, get off them. Okay? So when she finally got Porsha to sit down and talk to her, she's sitting up there where that wig was looking like it had a chin strap on it. Chin strap on the wig. And they sitting down and Porsha was like, well, I talked to Dennis. Dennis said he wasn't going with you, but actually Black was the one going with you. And the actual thing that Porsha said was, why wouldn't you just say that you was going with Black to cut this out? That's when Drew started stuttering and talking fast and trying to talk loud and hoping she could just make an argument so those of us who was paying attention wouldn't hear what the hell was going on. Girl, you had a whole man, but you would not tell the truth. You refused to tell the truth because you wanted to keep going with the storyline about Dennis and Porsha mad about Dennis and whatever. You should have just said, girl, I got a man. Don't even play with me with that. That's all you had to do. But Drew didn't do that because she wanted a specific storyline. And I do believe, so who is cussing in my chat and refused to misspell it? Because I see y'all telling somebody to stop cussing and spelling the words all the way out. Who doing that? Because see, I don't pay a whole lot of attention. Who doing that? Let me look. Because StreamYard ain't letting me see. And I wants to see. Who is breaking the rules in here? We having a good old time. Don't nobody need to be breaking no rules in here. Who is cussing? Oh, Latrice Marsh talking about get off Drew. I would not get off Drew. I don't get off none of them. I don't hear you crying when I'm dragging the rest of them. Now, I don't hear you crying when I'm dragging the rest of them. So don't cry when it's her turn. Get you some Kleenex. Pull yourself together. All she had to do was tell the goddamn truth. I don't know why Drew is allergic to telling it. I just don't know. I'm telling you, her and Shamea both liar beaters. Liar goddamn beaters. So anyway, she passed out the free hookahs from Black. I think he the one on Black Smoke. Shout out to him. May he remain successful and all of that. And if that is Drew's man, we saw the text messages and stuff. It do look like they super friendly. We saw the pictures of them together. We saw her liking of the pictures and all of that. You know, before she went and unfriended him on Instagram, got all the screenshots. They still in my phone. It's given that's your man. And that's okay if that's your man. It's okay. But I don't understand what we lying for. But the fact that Andy picked that question is given, like I told y'all in part 1 of this reunion, Andy picked a side. He did. He picked a side. So she was, Andy was like, well, if you start dating somebody, would you bring your man on the show? She said, absolutely. If I get a man, I'll bring him on the show. So Porsha was like, oh, a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because you do like Ty. We know you like Ty. We saw what you was letting Ty do to your neck. We saw what you let Ty do to your neck. Okay? And so she was like, maybe even you, because we know about you. And Porsha was like, you never know. And it was funny to me. It's like, Drew, you always trying to get a shot in and you look dumb as hell. Porsha let all her filth hang out. Ain't no secrets about Porsha. She just sat up there and told on herself and Shamea. I was kissing Candy in the club. You was kissing Candy in the club. Hello. Good night. So the fact that Drew thought that was a zinger lets me further know, girl, you can't bully nobody. You can't bully nobody. Your mouth is slow. Your mouth is late. It expired in the summer of 97. Like you ain't got it. You ain't got it. You bringing up that she'll mess with women when she just did an interview saying maybe she should date women. Are you cool? You good? Deborah said exactly. Nitra is an equal opportunity dragger. She drags my faves always, but she call it fair. Yeah, I'm always call it down the middle. Amanda say you can tell Andy gets annoyed with Drew. You can. Definitely you can. He almost be acting like that with Kenya sometime too. He does that. I done noticed that with him. It's certain people that he be kind of like, yeah. But y'all know Andy is messy and he keep up a lot of stuff too. Andy keep up a lot of mess with them women. Whether y'all want to see it or not, Andy keep up a lot of garbage. Okay. So the men come out. This was not what I thought it was going to be. They led us to believe that we was going to get a lot of excitement in this segment. We didn't. The men come out. Dennis was not matching. He had on plaid. I don't even know what he put on plaid for. Porsha said she told him what she was wearing, and he clearly wore what the hell he wanted to. He definitely was annoyed with all the newbies this reunion, and you could tell. I think a lot of that had to do with some of the behind the scenes stuff, a lot of the stuff that came out. A lot of the stuff that went on, Andy had a lot of the proof of stuff in the background. So I think he felt a way towards some of them ladies. And it was obvious, in my opinion, right? But Dennis wasn't matching. Ralph had a shirt on, praise God, because we did not want to see his chest. Gerald was home with his children because he was like, Shamea, where's Gerald? He home with his kids. Somebody said something about a sitter. He was like, no, he don't do that. But he sent some yellow roses to her. Oakley was there, say he was, he might be the enforcer, but he was there to support his wife. And I like that. I like that. I really enjoyed that. So he bluntly asked Dennis, about the whole, did you talk to Porsha? Did you say something to Porsha about working with Drew, or did you not? Because that's how the season started with Drew and Dennis and this, shell game. And it was a whole lot of, again, a whole lot of lying going on. So Dennis, you could tell he didn't want to answer. He went to stuttering. And I'm like, spit it out, Negro. Well, I mean, I mentioned something, but I felt like I was going to leave it for Drew to talk to her. They women, I was going to let them talk about it. So you come and clean to say you didn't give this lady the heads up. That you was going to be not only working with her, but filming on the same show where she got to work and get her money when you know that show messy as hell. Okay. So then they asked Drew. Drew claimed, well, Dennis told me he had already talked to her. And I would have been okay with that. You know what I'm saying? They kind of let it rest there, and it didn't rest for me. Because I remember clearly, Drew sat there and said, Porsha, I did talk to you about it. Ma'am, you lying. Because you sat there and tonight said that Dennis told you he talked to her. So did you talk to her like you claim? Or did Dennis tell you he talked to her and you went with that? See what happened when you just be lying? And him and Drew both was lying. And now I'm thinking something was funny. Because what is we lying for? So then they get to the text messages. And I could tell from Porsha's face, because she was sitting there like, I dare you to lie and say you ain't sent something to me. And I'm sitting there like, okay, with her sitting there like that, then I'm sitting here like this. And they were sitting there like that. And we all sitting here like this. So I'm saying like, okay, so Dennis, what you finna say? So she was like, this the text messages. This is what he showed me, yada, yada. So he was like, well, I mean, I don't even know if that's what the text message said, because he couldn't come clean. Ralph said, nah, I seen the text messages, and production rolled that beautiful beam footage. And we absolutely saw Ralph look at the phone to look at the same screenshot that Porsha had. Okay. And he was like, no, it said exactly what Porsha said it said. Okay. So at that point, now Dennis is sitting there looking crazy because you done gave this girl up. The best thing Dennis could have did was put some context to it. Yeah, it said that, but if you scroll further up, or we had a conversation before we started texting and what it was about was X, Y, and Z. Dennis didn't do that. The fact that Dennis went to stuttering and like Porky Pig and lying, I'm like, there was something to this. Was this because y'all was talking about her in black? Like, why are you stuttering instead of just saying, nah, it wasn't even about that. We had already had a conversation and it was a continuation from there, just stuttering and lying. And so Ralph was like, it was confusing to me because Drew had told me that Dennis had tried to holler at her. And I don't put it past him. Did y'all forget who Dennis is? Did y'all forget Dennis was the one that cheated on that girl after he proposed to her and got her pregnant and cheated while she was pregnant? Did y'all forget this the same Dennis that was going with all the girls up to the restaurant? The same Dennis that had tried to mess with Porsha's little cousin Star? Need I go on? Need I go on? It was something funny. I don't know what it was, but I feel like if it was mundane, it wouldn't have been all that stuttering. Dennis blasted Drew and played her. He definitely blasted Drew and played her. For sure blasted her. But he was pretending to be the girlfriend. Yeah, he was pretending to be her friend, but he sure blasted her, gave Porsha the ammo, and then sat back like, oh, I don't really know. I didn't. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. D say, yep, it was something more going on. Yeah, something was funny there. Something was funny. And did y'all notice? Poetic Lyrics said, I know she was mom's the word most of the season. Oh, y'all, let me get out y'all conversation. Say you broke it down. I'm telling you, I peep game. Amanda K say, that's why Porsha thought it was possible. He is a cheater. Yeah, he's not cheater because they don't go together. But he is a bit of a philanderer. Can we agree to that? Hey, Black Image, you know I'm going to. And did y'all catch this? The minute Dennis was like, it felt strange to me to see that because him and Dennis act like they supposed to be so cool or whatever. And Dennis like, yo, this is my guy. I would never, yada, yada. And he was like, it seems strange to me because she told me that you tried to holler at her. Did y'all notice how Drew tried to hurry up and talk fast and loud and try to talk over Ralph to make him be quiet? I'm like, girl, I still heard that. That man ain't made that up out the blue, Drew. Something was said. Now, if you didn't say it like that, then you should have said, hey, that ain't how I said that. Don't be like, oh, you are a liar. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Drew. What the hell went on? What the hell went on? What done went on? Because why did you try to hurry up and talk over him as soon as he said that? Something funny to me. Now, y'all might fall for all that stuff, but I don't, and y'all know it. To me, I just wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying it. Something was funny with that situation. Something was funny with that situation. D say Porsha know Dennis. She know he's a creeper. They have such a great relationship, but can't be together, right? Because she know he's a creeper. I told y'all I didn't even trust him around that old pair she had to take care of PJ. I'm like, keep him away from that baby. Yep, you saw Drew's face. She looked like she had the boo-boo. When Ralph said that, she looked like she had the boo-boo. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Remember when we was cheering and mama would say, go get a switch or go get the belt or bring me my shoe or the wooden spoon? Remember that feeling you would get like you had the boo-boo immediately? That's the look she had on her face, like she needed to go boo-boo. Something was going on with that. Cassandra said all season they kept saying Porsha was using this as a storyline, but now see it was more to it. And I'm like, Porsha really wasn't even talking, so I don't know why people kept saying that. That was stupid. That was like stupid weird to me. I was like, Porsha literally gave us nothing all season. She didn't respond to nothing. She had little to say. She had very little to offer. The most Porsha came alive was on Grenada because she had an opportunity to shake her butt and dance on some men. Up until then, that heifer gave us nothing. Bravo got gypped until Grenada. Ain't nothing to wake her up but some men, naked men covered in oil. Even say Drew was using it as a storyline and now it looked like it was some creepy crawly action going on behind the scenes some kind of way. It was something funny with that. I ain't like how her nor Dennis was reacting. It was funny. Yep, her name was in everybody's mouth and her mouth was closed. She wasn't saying nothing. Even in the scenes with her mama, she didn't give nothing. She didn't do much this season. She just didn't. I ain't picking on her, even though I don't like her. I promise y'all I'm not picking on her. I'm just saying Porsha didn't give much. She didn't give nothing. Hey, Connie Bazille, girl, where you been? Yeah, Drew doing some lying. Dennis was doing a lot of it too. Listen, I don't know. I don't know, but something was funny. So, yeah, she tried to talk over Ralph. They asked Dennis about what you basically do. He want to be back with Porsha, and he let it be known he would be good getting back with her. Porsha face was like no chance in hell. They asked him about Shamea and Porsha. Dennis said Shamea really is family, and he tried to stay out the women business. Because they'll you never know, they'll be back friends and whenever, and then they'll be mad at you. Good point. And they asked about the stuff with Britt and Kelli, right? So he posted about Britt a necklace long ages ago. I don't even know why that was brought up, but he was like, yeah, it was a long time ago. I hollered at her about her necklace, right? And then with Kelli, with the DM, Dennis said, yeah, but she only told you half the story. So they say, what's the other half? He said, I'm a gentleman, so he went finna say all that. So then she was like, I ain't never talked to you. I ain't never did that. Then she ended up slipping and saying, well, we did talk and it was whatever. Andy clocked her. I didn't even get a chance to clock her. Andy clocked her because Andy was like, Kelli, you just said you never talked to him on the phone. Now you saying you talked to him on the phone. Then she done switched it up. Well, it was actually about business. So if it was about business, why would you go say he was in your DM trying to act like he was hollering at you? Now, either he was trying to holler at you, baby, or it was about business. Which one was it? Because that's what I'm trying to understand. All these heifers just sit up and lie. Hey, Kendall, say they all full of it. Yes, baby. And they changing the value of the show. Yes, they are. Welcome. And thank you for seeing what I see. D say, yes, you so right. Porsha's her fave, but it seems like she took this season to peep the scenery and deal with her divorce, but she was not super active. Thank you, D, for being honest. Even though you her fan, thank you for being honest. Porsha came in with absolutely nothing. She didn't give a lot. Everybody was trying to bait her into a fight. She wouldn't respond to nobody. It was just, you know, she did not wake up until them half-naked men covered in oil showed up. Now that's just the truth. Even say that's why Kelli keep coming at Porsha. Listen, not only that, that's why she was perfectly cool being in an alliance with Shamea and Britt to take the girl down. Let me find out she was hoping to have the hot dog money might bail her out of her money problems, because we saw that she owed $100,000 in rent and fees, and then Navy Federal was suing her for $26,000. I mean, I ain't mad at you. Get your money, baby. Get your money. But you know, something about this look a little funny. Yeah, Andy clocked her. Kendall, you knew? Listen, spam the chat with the word welcome. Jackie Gaines is already on it. Let me type my welcome in the chat, because I'm welcoming you too. Yes, they lie so. These people can lie. Oh, they can lie. All of them. How do y'all have faves on this show? I don't like none. That's why I don't like none of them. I mean, they was, baby, the lies was flowing like a river, just flowing. So anyway, once the DM talk was over, it was just business. She didn't want to talk about that no more. She was done talking about that. I said, I bet you are. You done talking now, ain't you, Kelli? All night you've been interrupting and jumping in, but the minute that man was like, hey, there ain't other half of the story, and Andy clocked you with that lie, oh baby, she found some shut up then. Yep, faking the funds. Yes, faking the funds, pretending they got coin, and you getting sued by every goddamn body. It's a shame. So then we get to the Ralph and the Drew of it all. So Ralph said that Drew ain't tell that story right about the woman coming to the house. He said the lady done been over there, but she ain't been inside the house. He claimed that it was about some fitness content or something like that she done been in the community up to the house, but apparently he trying to claim he met her outside. Ralph, I don't know that I believe that. It doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense. It don't seem likely. Something went on. Even if it was for business, let's think about it. If it was honest, it was like nothing to it. Why would it be a big deal if she came into the house? Don't you have a little studio down there or theater or whatever workspace down there? Why would it be a big deal? What's the point of telling a lie about she never came inside and you only talked to her in the driveway, unless you really did do something with her in that house that you share with your wife and your children, and y'all going through a divorce? Ralph, I don't believe you. Ralph. Oh, I'm glad you love it here. And stay. Don't go nowhere. Stay around. I like your energy. So I don't believe Ralph bit more than nothing. Ralph, you ain't doing nothing but lying. You had that woman in the house. Now I can't swear that you was hunching that lady, but I do believe you had that woman in the house. I believe that. Okay. Now, Drew went and looked the lady up on social media and all that and saw her at the school. I don't know that I believe the lady approached her. I don't know that I believe that. I do believe if Drew had enough energy to be going on social media to find the lady, find out who she is, yada, 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 I believe Drew could have made sure she bumped into the lady so she could have a conversation with her. I don't believe that lady approached her, but it would have been an interesting thing to see play out on the show. And I feel like Drew did herself a disservice, and she cheated the audience by not letting us get that full story during the season. We just didn't get it. She spent the whole season chasing Porsha for a conversation instead of giving us this good dirt over here with you and Ralph and your mama and your sister, and he ain't paying child support, and women coming to the house, and the lady you saw at your daughter's school, you got a second mortgage on the house and it's in default. Girl, you got good dirt over here. And she did us a disservice, and she did herself a disservice too. I'm just being honest, right? So that's that on that. I believe he lying about you didn't have that lady in the house. And I do believe Drew might not be telling the truth about that lady approaching her. I just don't, because the lady wouldn't have had a reason to approach her, but you've already shown that you have enough gumption and you feel a way enough that you look this woman up. And you have a right to, ma'am, because that's your husband. Even if y'all going through a divorce, that's still your husband. And you have a right to feel how you feel about your husband canoodling or possibly canoodling with a woman in the house that you share with him. You got every right to feel a way about that, because I think anybody would, if we being honest. You know what I'm saying? If we keeping it funky, I don't know too many women that wouldn't feel away. Yes, RJ, all that good dirt, and we ain't getting none of it. And listen, that too. That's what Porsha keeps saying. She think that some of this stuff between her and Ralph is made up. And I'm sorry. It's possible. I think they done made up some stuff, but I think they really be going at each other too. I really believe that. I believe some of this, they're working together, and I think some of it, they get mad. You know how, children, if they play fight, eventually somebody's going to get mad. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a whole lot of, y'all play fighting and somebody got mad. That's how it feels to me. So yeah, so he said that or whatever. Y'all know, listen, y'all know I'm looking at my notes. And sometimes my handwriting so bad I can't make it out. Not proud of that, but it's true. Okay. So after that, that's when he was like, it's fitness content. Ralph, I don't believe you. Even if you got fitness content, you was doing some fitness, all right. Drew say, he say Drew is real cool when the camera off. I believe that. I do believe she be forcing it because some of that, oh, I'm so mad at you, it seemed fake. It don't seem real. I don't know nobody that talks the way she talk and affects the way she does. It could be real, but I just, I don't really believe it. I don't really believe it. It's not very believable for me, but it could be true. And who am I? I could be wrong, right? So he says she cool when the camera off, basically saying she faking mad. Then she brought up about the stuff he said about her mama. Andy said that he, did you ever apologize for what you said about this girl mama? He said no. So I'm like, okay, so he got a little honesty to him. He's a slime ball, but at least he didn't try to lie. He said no, he didn't. And then basically said, because I was there for them when they was down and they was losing stuff and they needed me. And I'm like, okay, so that does not mean you get to throw it back up in that old woman's face, especially bringing up her dead husband. That was some low down dirty trash, Ralph. I don't give a goddamn about you being mad, talking about, I just felt like, that she should have just been like, I'm going to stay out of it. I'm not going to get in it. I'm praying for both of y'all. At the end of the day, that's still that woman's daughter. What the hell you mean? You felt like basically you felt like because you spent money to help her as her son-in-law, which is just the decent thing to do if you have the ability to do so. He felt like because he spent some money that she shouldn't have been able to take her child's side and stand by her child. Because at the end of the day, that's still her kid. So you mad because she stood by her child. So I'm going to throw the money I spent on you up in your face. You were never genuine and you didn't mean that lady no good when you gave it to her. Or else, like we said earlier, you'd have never brought it back up. You'd have never said it. That was just gross. So he basically saying he will apologize and, that he felt close to her and he felt hurt. And that's why he did it. I just, no, sir. No, sir. And who raised you? No, sir. So we got out of that. And he was just like, oh, want them to be cool, move forward. She was like, oh, I like your words, but you got to show me the same stuff. And it just gave fake Drew. I'm sorry. You be cool with that man when them cameras ain't rolling. And I do believe you be letting him creep upstairs. And I believe that's why you went looking for who that woman was, because you still, might be canoodling with your husband. That's your husband. I don't know what you're hiding for. He yours. He your man. You the one when it stood up in front of the judge, the preacher, the Lord, and everybody and said that was your man. So if he coming up them stairs, you ain't got to pretend like you mad with him in front of us, girl, even if he ain't no good. A lot of women that, had men that wasn't no good and they was still canoodling. You won't be the first woman to still be canoodling with your no good man. Just quit lying. Because, girl, we can identify with what's real. The fake stuff is what's not landing. So anyway, so that was that. And that was it. So then we get to Charles. Okay. Right, because y'all is grown. Y'all grown people. Not Martell. These say Drew and her husband still doing the do. Probably so. And that, guess what? They are grown people. That is their business. Listen, they going through a divorce. They both messy. They both liars. I feel like they don't need no divorce. Y'all is a match made in heaven. Go to counseling. Work on being on the same team and not being each other's ops. and go on fix your marriage. Just go on, stay on in there. If you like that man, girl, stay on with that man. Nobody telling you nothing. Stay on with that man. Okay? So Andy asked Charles when he came out or whatever about the show and talked about the public perception, and people keep saying the man don't like Angela. And I kept telling y'all I didn't think that's what that was. I felt like he's just a grumpy, crotchety old man. I didn't like that stuff he said about something for somebody putting something in his drink. I didn't like that. But I felt like he just crotchety and just, grumpy, old, cantankerous. And that's what we were seeing on the screen. But I didn't think that to mean he ain't love his wife. Everybody ain't nice all the time. It just, that's just real life, right? But he said that he don't like to put on for cameras, which I kind of suspected. He said he don't like to put on for cameras and that he do love his wife and he got her back. And I said, that's all I need to hear, sir. Thank you very much. Okay. Court is adjourned. Okay. He said, what else he said? Oh, he says that he hear all the time that people be saying that they don't know he married. And he's like, if they don't know me, how they gonna know? Charles, cut the crap. Because a lot of people don't know me personally and they know they got wives. Now, I ain't going to say too much because that's Angie's husband and not mine. But, sir, you missed me with the bull. Now, I loved you on the basketball court, but don't get on here and take up line. We got people that's professionals. We got Drew. We got Shamea. We got the whole cast. We don't need you to join them in no line. Ralph done already joined them and so did Dennis. Don't you jump in there and start, adding into them lies. And trying to fool people. You tell Angela that type of stuff because she believe that stuff. She need to. But don't come here telling us about, a lot of people, I done heard a lot of people say they ain't know I was married, but how they supposed to know? Charles, don't piss me off, right? So after he said that, and then he was like, I seen Shamea saying, a lot of people say they met me and ain't met me and mentioned Shamea's name by somebody named Dominique Wedding. And Shamea was like, I did meet you at Dominique Wedding. And she was about to say another place too. And he was like, well, I don't remember that. So Shamea had the pictures, gave it to production. So we see that you absolutely did meet her. And I saw people online like, Charles ate her up. And he absolutely did not. What he did was try to be cute and tell lies. Sir, keep it funky. You is a famous man. Everybody know you and you don't know all them people. Just because you meet people, it don't mean you remember them. And that's legit because you are a bona fide celebrity. But sitting up trying to play people on national TV, talking about, I ain't meet you. You said I met you. I ain't meet you, sir. Stop. When we looking at pictures of you actually meeting them. We're looking at pictures of you actually meeting them. This is why I say the trailers and the sneak peeks be giving us impressions of stuff that's not true. It made it look like, he just debunked that Shamea just flat out lied that she never met you. She did meet you. You just didn't remember her. Maybe she wasn't memorable. Maybe you meet so many people that very few people stick in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have a reason to have it stick in your mind. See, I don't like disingenuous crap from people. I don't care who you are, okay? And I love Charles Oakley on the court. Who didn't? But, sir, that was some trash behavior. You literally brought your old, half-dead tail out there looking like the granddaddy from Boondocks, trying to embarrass a woman simply for saying she met you before. Like you ain't met millions of people during the course of your career. If somebody walks up, introduces themselves, says their name, shakes your hand, and poses for pictures with you, sir, that is meeting you. Now, just say you didn't remember that heifer because she wasn't memorable. That's all you got to say. Can y'all explain to me why these people got live beaters? Is it catching? Is it not their fault that they catch it just being around other people? What happened? Because it's getting to be a lot. Okay, it's getting to be a lot. I don't like Shamea, but I also didn't like that. You a full-grown man and you came out there to try to humiliate women to get points for your wife. Your wife embarrassed herself, sir, and she just gonna have to live with that. But you coming out there as a full-grown man trying to embarrass these women, that's not cute. Now, you embarrassing Angela is one thing. She loved you. She sat up there before the preacher and said, to have in the whole, in sickness and health, and richer or poor, to death do us part. Everybody ain't said that to you. She said that to you. So you do something to embarrass her. That's for you, her, and the good Lord. But it sure ain't got no business being you trying to embarrass other women for simply saying they met you. Some everybody done met you. Mr. Celebrity. How many goddamn people done walked up and said, oh my God, Charles Oakley shook your hand. My name is so-and-so. Negro, they met you. Just say you don't remember them. Hey, Crying Heart, welcome, honey. Crying Heart said it could be dementia. He might have half the timers. I don't think he got all the timers, just half of them. Just half the timers. Say Charles drank wine, and Wendy or anyone wanted to drink wine with him, they could. Yeah, like you ain't hard to meet. Sound like. You know, because he kind of pissed me off with that. I didn't like that. Now, Shamea done got on just about my last good nerve, but I'm still not okay with men trying to humiliate women for what? Not cute, sir. Not cute. You easily could have shined on them and said, I'm an actual celebrity, not a Bravo celebrity, so I meet millions of people. I don't remember none of you heifers. You could have said that, but to come out there lying, trying to embarrass somebody? Okay. So anyway, after he was like, no, I didn't meet you or whatever, the pics came up. We ain't hear no more about that. Then it was like, he don't remember meeting Phaedra. And she was like, I done been in several rooms with you. I mean, you may have, but I ain't met you, whatever. She was like, child, I was around you while you was dating Sheree. Then he went to stuttering. So you know you met her. And if you was around her due to Sheree, then I know you remember her. See, now you pissing me off, old man. Now you pissing me off, old man. Especially when he sat up there tonight and say it wasn't. I'm thinking him and Sheree dated briefly. According to him, you dated Sheree for a couple of years. Y'all got trips to Dubai. You was, you know, money ain't a thing. You in the Ferrari and Jaguar switching 4 lanes with Sheree for a couple of years, sir. And she met you through Sheree. You a lie and 7 sacks of ish. You ain't know who she was. You thought you was being cute. That's what you was doing. Trying to make your wife feel a little bit better because Phaedra came on the show being a dumb Dora talking about something. I heard he was married and the lady on the show. Charles, don't try to embarrass women to cover your tracks. You've done the things that you've done. Your wife feels away. And you're going to have to work as hard as you have to work to make her feel secure because that is your job. Because you should have never made her feel that way. But how dare you? How dare you try to do it at the expense of some other women that ain't had nothing to do with it? They did not tell you to be out there tricking, and they was not the women you was tricking with. The nerve of him, listen, he about pissed me off. He about pissed me off with that. And they was all up there being cool, letting him have his moment. Where y'all husbands at? At divorce court, most of them. The hell you mean where they husbands at? We watched Angela all season come home and tell you everything, so I'm sure you know that their husbands is at divorce court, and Porsha's husband at the time was sitting in ICE custody. Hello, good night. Kendall said he need to humble himself for sure. Sure enough. Because Father Time done picked his pocket. Yes, Phaedra was being an old dumb Dora. Deborah say, to be honest, Angela isn't that memorable. She ain't. She said herself she wasn't outside. And you can tell. And you know what else? That's not bad. That's not bad. That don't take nothing from a lady that she don't be out in the street. Just like I don't think it takes anything from a lady if she is outside. But that's just who she is. But Mr. Charles, sir, he need to clean up his act. I didn't like that mess he was trying to do. That wasn't cute. Okay? So he did all that. And you know, Angela got uncomfortable with the Sheree conversation after Andy asked how long he had dated Sheree, and he said 2 years, whatever, and he was taking trips, yada, yada, yada. She was like, wait, Andy, what you doing? Why he can't ask the question? Why him can't ask the question, Angela? What you nervous for? And she was like, no, see, Sheree is one of them that, you know, I don't think she want my husband. Some of the women couldn't let go, but Sheree wasn't one of them. I don't think she want my husband. I don't think he want her. Who talking about wanting your husband? Girl, you hyper fixated on that. You need more therapy. You need more therapy. Because ain't nobody said nothing about Sheree wanting your man. Why they couldn't ask the question, Angela? Right. She said, Andy, what you doing? What you doing? He asking a goddamn question. I believe you heard it. So anyway, after they get past that, after she let us know she uncomfortable, she can't even stand to hear about the women he used to go with and what he was doing with them. Hey, Miss Sparkle, y'all, it's our resident Mary Kay lady. She in the chat kicking it with us. Y'all tell her hello. So, yeah. So then they get to the baby talk about the outside child. So we hear the story again about Wendy and saying Wendy heard the story wrong and Wendy ran with the story. And then Angela was talking about her first baby daddy and she was not talking about Charles. So he said that Wendy ran with that. Then Angela jumped up and lied on Wendy Williams. I said, God dang. At this point, y'all, I'm going to tell you the truth. It took strength. It took strength, perseverance, meditation. I thought I needed medication to get through the rest of this. Because, like, why? Wendy over there fighting for her life. Them people trying to put her in custody. They gonna want not put her in, keep her in custody, steal all her money, don't want her around her children. You know, this lady fighting for her life. And you done sat up here and told a smooth lie on this lady for no reason. Come on, man. So she sat up there and said, yeah, Wendy, tell him Wendy invited you multiple times to her house. Like Wendy was just trying to get her man. Like Wendy was just working overtime to get her man. Several times. Charles said, that's not true. That lady invited me over one time for some wine. I say, not your husband catching you and stopping you from lying. Because several times she invited me to have wine one time. That's not the same thing. And you knew what you was insinuating and you knew what you was trying to do. See, you and Charles deserve each other. Y'all the same kind of people. Y'all the same kind of people. And then we get her talking about something. Would you have went on a date with Wendy Williams? Would you have went on a date? He said he didn't go because she had cats or whatever. He allergic to cats. And so you would have went on a date with her. He was like, I said, I would have had wine with her. But would you have went on a date? He said, I would have had wine with her. Like real matter of fact, like not even picking up that your wife is uncomfortable, smooth it over, nice it up or nothing. So he was like, so is that a date? He said, whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, whoa, hey, God protect Jerry for me because he would never, ever. Lord, keep him for me in Jesus' name. Never. And I'm looking because at that point, you know, I was holding my breath. Like, first you done lied on Wendy. He checked you in real time to let everybody see that you was lying. And then you, like, would you have went on a date with her? It's almost like she was fishing for him to insult Wendy in some way. And he didn't. And it really ended up looking even more uncomfortable. Y'all, I didn't even have my pearls on. I was scratching at my neck because I was wanting pearls to grab. I held my breath on that one. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna reserve my opinion, but that really just was tough for me to watch. It was tough to watch her try to lie on this lady who is like literally going through hell on earth. And then it was tough to watch him check her, embarrass her, not to me embarrassing somebody catch you lying and call you out for the lie in front of national TV audience. But then when she pushed the, like, would you have gone on a date with her? And he's just so nonchalant. So, you know, so matter of fact, just dropping it on. I don't, you know, none of my business. I try not to say too much about people's marriages. Y'all deserve each other. Work it out. Go to therapy. You know, whatever y'all got to do. Yeah, he don't even try to placate her. But Angela pushed him into that. She knows he has a short fuse. Yeah. I'm not going to take that route. She did what she did. She said what she said. She can't push him into treating her anyway. The way he treats her is how he chooses to. That's never going to be a her thing. That's a him thing because we're adults and we all have choices. So the way he speaks when he speaks to his wife, because that is his wife, they love each other. That is a choice that he's making. I'm not going to say Angela pushed him into nothing. I'm not going to say that. I'm not. I just think that was a really tough, little moment to watch. Made me slightly uncomfortable. But again, not my business. So they talked about the Madison Square Garden thing and his ego being bruised and him ho-hopping a little bit. And they went to therapy and he said he thanked God that Angela hung in there with him. I'm glad too. I wish them many, many more years together and peaceful and happy and prosperous marriage. Okay. So Kelli asked Ralph before the men left, what did my ex say to you? Because you said you talked to him. He was like, oh, he just told me about something about why y'all split up or the incident or something. I think, no, the incident with Court or whatever. And that's all he told me. It wasn't nothing else. And then Kelli said to Drew, actually, you got it good because Ralph is a good dude that he want to still stay and raise his children. And I know she said that because her ex ain't helping her with them children and he don't seem to care very much. Or maybe that's just how it looked. You know, people can make things look a certain way and we find out years later that it ain't even that. But that's the way it looked. And I believe that's what she was alluding to. Drew was like, well, yeah, I am thankful for that. Because she didn't even want to say that. She wanted to still pretend like he was just, you know, the devil in the pitchfork. But we done seen the man with his children being active. So that wasn't going to work. So, she, you know, then we get to the final thoughts from these ladies, right? And we get Drew saying, you know, Andy asked her about the Porsha thing. And the last thoughts that she gave was she was happy to be okay with Porsha. And I'm just like, that's so messed up. You had so much going on in your life. And your whole season was summed up with you're happy to be okay and talking to Porsha. Wow. Kelli said that she got to be careful who she friends with or whatever. And she hoped Porsha and Shamea be cool with each other. And they all sitting up waiting for Porsha to like break, you know, melt the ice a little bit and like embrace Shamea. And you could tell they was wanting Porsha to, you know, reach out and extend herself to Shamea for a hug so they can go, you know, continue with the fakery. Porsha looked like, yeah, okay, it's nice that you wish in one hand, spit in the other. She didn't really take the bait on that. But Kelli was trying to bait and kind of corner her emotionally to where she had to respond. And Porsha was just like, yeah, not going to do it. Right. Phaedra was like, Phaedra was like, it was a wild 2 weeks. Grenada was the best trip, the most fun she had since they took the trip to Africa that season. She had a good time. Angela said she was happy to be there and she was happy to have been able to film with her mama. And I thought that was really sweet. That was a very poignant moment. I thought that was really cool, really cool. And again, I feel for her. You know, us girls without mamas, I know what that feels like, and it sucks so bad. It really does. So as much as Angela has gotten on my last nerve, that kind of plucked at my old heartstring a little bit because, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is going to have that. She can always look back at that episode and see her mama there. Like, that's there. And she was able to share her mama with everybody. So I was like, nobody's cutting onions, not messing up my lashes. But yeah, I felt that. I thought that was cool. Cynthia was like, Andy was calling her the guidance counselor, you know, like, oh, you gave so much guidance and whatever. And she was just like, she appreciated all the respect and love she got for the ladies, from the ladies. And she, you know, loved them and it was fun and it was great. And she didn't really know what it was going to be like being there as a friend or whatever, but she appreciated that, you know, the whole situation. And I said that was cool. You know, we started a reunion with Andy calling Cynthia the glue after Shamea tried to call herself the glue. And I was like, whoa, Andy is shading people with his messy self. Then we got to Shamea and she was like, oh, moving forward, I want to build alliances with all the ladies and this and that. And I'm like, girl, stop building alliances at all. Don't try to make light of what you did because it was pretty grimy and you probably should never say the word alliance again. We got the Porsha and she was like, it's been rough for her before, but it ain't never been nothing quite like this. And she said she has nobody to blame for that but herself. And I can appreciate that. While, you know, Porsha kind of be scratching at the back of my neck, the nerve at the back of my neck, I can appreciate that she at least took it on the head that everything she was going through is what she did to herself, which is true. The mess Porsha found herself in was very much self-inflicted. It was self-inflicted. But she said she continued to love and cheer for Shamea and she loved all the ladies there, even though that ain't easy to say. And she gave out fans so they could include Andy in some of the line dancing and teach him how to pop a fan. Andy wanted to twerk. The end. And so that's what happened, guys. Like, that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the StreamYard out and I'm going to get some of y'all comments and see who got what to say and when y'all said it, because I can't always keep up with the comments while I'm talking because I'm reading notes and I can't read the notes and read your comment. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get distracted. But let me see what y'all been saying in the chat. I'm going to roll back up a little bit. The StreamYard is there. Feel free. If you do hit the StreamYard, make sure that when they ask for permission for your camera and microphone that you say yes. And when you get in the backstage, you can turn the camera off and you mute your mic at any point. But you do have to give permission or it won't work. Okay. All right. So let's go back to get some of these comments, child. Z Molly said Andy never seemed to see it for Drew. I didn't either. I don't like Andy, but I can't blame him for that one. I noticed he seemed to like I noticed he seemed to like Shamea either at this reunion, or he didn't seem to like her. Yeah, I don't know. I think he found out about the alliance. I think honestly, everything that Porsha got from Britt, she gave to Andy, and I think everything that Phaedra got from Alex, she gave to Andy. So I think Andy walked in there knowing like the dirt that went on, and so you could kind of see the bias all over his face because he already knew everything. Cassandra said Andy got to know it with all the newbies. Blessed Woman of God said they should have had 2 parts. We all agree, I think, with that. Like they didn't need all 3 for this, but in a way, yeah, in a way, no. Like, let me not say that because we got a lot of dirt out of each segment. We got a lot of stuff cleared up. Deborah Randall say, what did Drew say about Porsha and Buckhead? What about Porsha and Buckhead? Oh yeah. She said we saw that in the trailer, but we didn't really get a lot of that conversation there. But yeah, she knows that Porsha was dating somebody. She was like, oh yeah, it's probably true. And she was like, yeah, I know. And my thing is, so you so interested in knowing who Porsha dating, you need to worry about who Ralph dating. Don't worry about who Porsha dating. Portia's no longer with Shrek. Portia's no longer with Father Time. So if she want to date, she date. The difference is Porsha ain't gonna lie and say she not dating the person like you did when it came to Black in order to keep a fake storyline going. B said, I loved how fun Porsha was on this last part, though. I can give her that. Also, when she was passing out the fans and was like, she told Shamea's the dancer, go ahead and coordinate a dance or whatever, one that you know he could learn or whatever like that. So she still included Shamea, even though Shamea was gross. And you could tell Shamea was like extremely excited to be included in this moment when Porsha easily could have excluded her because she knows how to be charismatic and command the stage and Shamea don't. She just would have been sitting there like a wallflower. But, you know, it's crazy. They shot this reunion and she was still willing to lie. Porsha had the legit post receipts. And Shamea was still lying after the receipts came out. So she was still trying to include you. And, yeah, Shamea's creepy. She's creepy. She's just like Drew. Drew's creepy. Shamea's creepy. Let's see. Deborah say that's why I'm certain Bravo isn't impressed with whatever Kenya revealed. If true, someone is giving her info and they need to go to. I don't know, child. Now I don't know about all that. Now. I don't know. I say let Kenya get the info where she can come tell us what's going on. Dennis blasted Drew and played her. That's true. I might have gone up too far. I think I got some more. I went too far back. Hold on. I just don't want to miss nothing when y'all be talking. Okay. So Z Molly said they say Porsha gave nothing all season, yet her presence on the show got all the cast members talking. Right. It's like it was a lot of Porsha going on for her to not be given much because she really didn't give much, but it was a lot of Porsha going on this season. Like everybody was Porsha, and I was like, I don't see it. Kendall said they all full of it, changing the value of the show. Yep, we got that. Let me see what else I missed. I just don't want to miss nothing y'all said, so forgive me. I'm just kind of going back through and trying to grab anything that got past me. Okay, Poetic Lyrics say Drew Lee, the acting for the movies. Oh yeah, Ralph. Yeah, whatever Ralph gave it definitely was not from his heart at all. Bianca Stinging, Poetic Lyrics for Tubi. It's a good one on there called Adopted, and she played in, and she was just as slow there as she is in real life. Man, that's tough. That's tough. Tough crowd. Okay. I'm trying to keep up with y'all. Y'all tough. Wait. I don't want to miss nothing. Ooh, Kendall said Charles probably was a big trick in Atlanta. They love a trick. I mean, everybody like a paymaster now. He taking people on trips to Dubai. Oh, yes. It's giving paymaster vibes a little bit. Yeah, Angela was tense and kind of on edge when Charles was talking. Definitely. Hey, Dana Brown, thank you for being 203. She says Angela needs to accept the fact that Charles could be partying with folks innocently. Yes, it could be innocent. She just still don't trust him, but that's his fault now. Let's be honest. Any trust issues that Angela has when it comes to her husband, that is his fault. He taught her how to distrust him. He taught her that. And if she gonna stay and work through it, it's just gonna be, it's gonna be rough sometime. It's gonna be rough because that lady has legitimate hurt because of the things he did, and it take however long it take her to get over it. It just take that long. Bianca say he's showing his hand on national TV. She could use this in divorce court. Yeah, but I don't believe Angela wants to divorce her husband. That is her husband. I don't believe she wants to divorce her husband, and I don't wish divorce on her. I'm not even gonna speak that on that lady marriage. I'm not. Say she won't let it go. She may not be able to yet. I think she has to a certain degree, but I think just like any hurt, like if you cut your leg, it gotta heal. It's not gonna heal overnight. You're gonna have soft tissue damage. You end up with scar tissue. You're gonna have a cicatrix or a scab on it. Then it's gotta fall off. Then sometimes it itch after it's healing. Healing is not an instantaneous process. He hurt her, and however long it takes that woman to heal, she heals. She does not have to let it go, because let it go means pretend you're not hurt when you hurt. That's not okay. So I'm not gonna mess with her on her being hurt, because nobody asked him to hurt her. Nobody asked him to do that. I don't, men gonna have to just deal with, sometimes you hurt a woman and you want to keep her, then you need to be there to kind of be sensitive and help her heal and get past what you did to her, because you did that to her. Dee says she tries to get him on and off camera fast. She's always looking to Andy like, please move on. I can believe that. There go B. Deborah say, I just meant she pushed him into the conversation. I can dig that too, but he didn't have to handle her like he did. You know what I'm saying? And Porsha wasn't taking the bait all season. She wouldn't. What's your opinion on this stuff, man? Bianca?
Hey, sis.
What you think about all this stuff?
Bravo. Okay. This was the last episode of the season. We ain't got to endure this tie dry BS no more.
Thank you,
am over it. I'm over it. I'm just so glad it's done. I'm glad Porsha gave a little humor in this last episode. Outside of that, y'all know I feel like all of it was a bunch of bull crap, because everybody sitting on this stage lying. I honestly feel like the whole left side, no, I'm lying. The whole right side of the room, they need to get the boot. I don't like them, not in all. At all. I can't stand them. The right side, y'all got a little bit of grace, but just a little bit for me.
Barely.
Right. Just a little
barely.
bit. Outside that, for season Sweet 16, it was a disappointment. Truly a disappointment. All these shenanigans and this bull crap that Angela pulled and Drew up in there with it. All of this was crazy. And I was expecting a heck of a lot more for us to be waiting 2.5 years for it to come back. And then this is what we got. I'm so glad it's over.
It wasn't cool. Like I said, this whole season, it was just like, it was so dark. It was just like one web of lies and then another web of lies, and we got to figure out who's plotting, who's scheming, who lying, who, like, why y'all can't just be normal and have fun? Like I wasn't even able to just relax and watch an episode without looking for the bull crap until they went to Grenada.
Right.
Grenada was the first glimpse of an actual RHOA moment.
Right. And that's only when they went to the, what was it? The poo pew, the putt putt, what it was called?
No, not the jab jab. I'm talking about even before that. We got a glimpse of RHOA, like actual RHOA, when the groups split in half. And you had the old school chicks and that them new school, dry, boring weirdos. Because when you put them by themselves and they don't have any OGs to attack or play off of, they gave you nothing
at all.
The OG chicks, they over there having real RHOA moments, baby. They living it up. They at the waterfalls. They dancing around. They shading and clowning and gossiping a little bit. It was just regular housewives stuff. That was the first time I could be like, I could just exhale like, oh, I ain't got to be tensing with my pen. Because y'all know, when I watch these shows, I'm taking notes in real time. So when you're watching the show, I am too. But I'm watching with my pen in my hand, and I'm making sure I'm catching who said this, who looked at who, this and that, because I got to always, especially this season, I had to be hyper vigilant because it was so much duplicitous behavior that I needed to catch what was going on. That was the first time the whole season I could just be like,
I'm so glad you got that good 5 minutes, sis.
5 minutes. That's all it was. 5 minutes. Only 5.
Only 5. And that's so sad. I'm still sitting up here like, is this really what we got for a season? Hell, they could have had the porch on there. And when I tell you the people would have tuned in,
I don't know
that. Tuned in.
I don't know that. Listen, I don't believe that people would have wanted to see us regular folks. You know what I'm saying? These people turn on their TV to see celebrities or, you know, reality TV stars. They don't want to see regular people because there's regular people watching.
I understand that, but sis, I ain't know who half of these new hookers was until they came on the show. And then with all the stuff that they going through, them lying about money, as somebody mentioned in the chat, Geneva. As Geneva mentioned in the chat earlier, y'all lying about y'all coins, y'all may as well be regular.
That's true. But that's why, but B, that's why they flop, because people don't like regular folks. We regular. That's our everyday life. You know, getting paid and you already earmarked where all the money go for it, hit the bank and all that. We already know about that. People we want to see some escapism on television. You want to see somebody who's living in a way that's like aspirational, like you can aspire to it. Like one of these days, I'm gonna get my business off the ground and I'm gonna have me a big old fine house and this and that and whatever. Ain't nobody aspiring to be getting sued for $100,000 here and $26,000. I'm not aspiring to that.
True, but you remember back in the early housewife days, you know, Kenya had the white refrigerator, and
baby, it was a scandal, wasn't it? That white refrigerator was a scandal. Baby, a lot of these girls come on the show giving white refrigerator energy. Like they be talking about Black Air Force energy. They come in with white refrigerator energy. Heavy.
Mm-hmm. But that's when the seasons was booming. So I believe that people would rather see regular people with interesting lives versus these people who pretending and y'all really ain't about ish.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to see none of
them. Not none on.
If they put a bunch of regular heifers on there paying bills like I'm paying them, I don't want to see you. I got homegirls I can call. I can come on here and talk to y'all. We all in the same boat. I don't want to see you. The hell I want to see your bills for? I got my own bills. I don't want to see that. I want to see some people doing some stuff that we can't afford to do.
I agree. And unfortunately, we ain't getting that.
People ducking and dodging the debt collector, that is not something that I want to watch. I don't want to see that. That's depressing.
That's all we got for Sweet 16.
That's all we had. That's all she wrote. So I ain't got nothing else for it. I feel like I have suffered already. I have suffered.
Come on.
I ain't got nothing else for this. You got any final thoughts for this show, B?
Again, I'm glad it's the last episode. Glad we done with it. Y'all hit that like button. And that's it. That's all.
I know that's right. Well, listen, y'all heard my good sis. All right, girl, I'm going to holler.
All right, see you, sis.
Love you. So, look, y'all heard our good sis. That's it. That's all. I enjoyed y'all this season. We have suffered together. We have suffered and supported each other through the suffering. So I'm so grateful that we survived this season. We survived this reunion. We survived all the plots, the lies, and deceit from these women. We survived production and all of the microaggressions against Black women. We've survived it all, and now this season is officially over. Thank the Lord. But I appreciate y'all for being here, and you do know what time it is, okay? Special thank you to Nashina M for sending not one, but two super chats. Count them, 2. I want to thank my girl Cassandra Azika for sending me a cash app. I want to thank my girl D. I want to thank Ray. I want to thank Love My Dogs too. And I want to thank Slowglow for sending cash apps to support the stream. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for hitting that like button. I want to thank you for putting your like number in the chat. I want to thank you for your comments. I want to thank you for sending up them good bubbles, because you know I'm sensitive. And thank you for just being here to hang out with us. Even if you didn't talk in the chat, I'm glad you watched and hung out anyway. And everybody who's new, welcome again. And please don't let it be your last time. So if you didn't hit the like button on the way in, please make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Hit your notification bell. Make sure you click all so you'll know every single time we're live on this good channel. And if you join Discord, you'll definitely know when we're live, because they always get a notification as long as your Discord app notifications are enabled on your phone, okay? Subscribe if you haven't, because you know we're happy to have you here. And if you want to join channel membership and put that crown by your name, go ahead and hit your join button or the membership link in the description box. Also in the description box, we have the link for my book, Little Girl, Big World, which is a survival guide for our girls that are leaving home for the first time. It's important. Make sure every little girl you know is safe. Listen, we are all our girls have. And if you want one for one of your daughters, granddaughters, nieces, godbabies, what have you. If you're not able to purchase one and you would like to have one, please email or inbox me, and I will see to it that you have one free of charge. It is important that we support and protect our daughters. Also in the description box, we got the link for our merchandise store, so you can get your crown here and represent us over here at the RHOA family, okay? We got the link for my Amazon wish list in case y'all want to bless a girl with some more notebooks and pens, because I fill up page after page after page with these crazy people in these shows. Also, we have the link for our Amazon storefront so that you can shop for your home like I shop for mine. And we got the link for quite a few other things, okay? If you go to Amazon.com and type in Seanitra, everything will pop up, okay? So listen, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening, your Sunday night. Good night. Say your prayers, sweet dreams. I pray that you have a prosperous week. I pray that trouble never finds you. I pray that the devil is confused, the enemy is confused in your life, and any assignments of the enemy against you is canceled in Jesus' name. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and remember to be positive and productive. Encourage the people around you. Make sure you always encourage yourself first, okay? And in case no one else says it to you, God loves you. I love you. And there is nothing you can do about it. Talk to y'all again soon, okay?